have a feeling in my heart. The best is yet to come. Fly off it. Over there, so. Wanna ready to get up, get up now, man. Get up now, man. I feel mad in this place. Let's go. I am happy every day as I travel through this land. I've been mighty blessed by God, and I'm holding to it. Over there, so I said the journey's almost over. I know the battle is nearly won, and I have a feeling in my heart the best is yet. Come on, sir. I said the best is yet to come. When I walk through heaven's gates, yeah, I said the first time I see Jesus, I can hardly wait.
Perry in Christ, boy, me I tell you, big up Perry in Christ, yeah, man. We couldn't left the show and start my life, Bridget. But they have to listen all the way through, because the conversation was a righteous one. Feel me I say? Conversation was a deep one. Today, ladies and gentlemen, you can call in again, you know. You understand what I say? Let me put the number right on the screen so you can see the WhatsApp call only. Right? So much different things to talk about in Jamaica. Yes! I know, sir, when I start the live, you're going to reach, you know. I tell myself, so watch your jack and reach when we start. But just come out there while I'm going up. Yeah, man. Just come out there while I'm going to look for you. You know there, right? Thanks. Alright, people. Alright. So, yeah, you can call in. I put the number in the poll. WhatsApp call only. Call. Alright, here we go. Start the poll. See there, it's at the top of the screen. Bam, bam, bam. Alright, now for this phone now, this live stream, WhatsApp call only, 1-876-451-6535. Alright, see there. Start the poll. Alright. Should I put it over that side there? Yeah, put it over that side there. Are you even doing this? Alright. Alright, so welcome ladies and gentlemen, it's your brother Bolo VNR, and we're here once more with another live stream. Oh my God. So much happening, ladies and gentlemen. We see the IC on the attack again. It come like it's open season on the IC. Now when it comes out to the IC, you know, Mr. Will Rattigan is my conscience and my unbiased purview of looking at the Integrity Commission. Just the name alone make me biased to the Integrity Commission, because I want to see the country operate on the high levels of integrity. What's going on, Ryan Campbell? So I am biased towards the Integrity Commission. I'm not saying that they can't do anything wrong. I'm saying at the first stages of the Integrity Commission, when we heard Andrew Owen's position on the Integrity Commission, it was one of, you know, let us really give them support. You understand? That was the position. Let us give them support. Yeah, man. Them young. It's the framework that we have put together because we want to fight corruption in Jamaica. And the man took a 180, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Honest took a 180. And there's a lot of different moments in our history when we realized that it was a dark day in Jamaica. You remember, you know? Andrew Honest was the one that said it's a dark day in Jamaica because what? Mr. Hassan built some shops and he did not follow the right government procedure in doing so. And Andrew Honest said it is a dark day in Jamaica because of that. Not my word, right? Because he was looking for him to be removed. The PM for fight, the PM for let him go. All of these things. And look at us now. Andrew Honest is in the position from the Integrity Commission report came out where he should have removed himself and refused to. The irony of ironies, ladies and gentlemen. The irony of ironies. But that is just one example of what is wrong with this particular leadership and the country at large. And my question to you today is, do you believe that this government is doing right by the Hurricane Melissa victims? Do you guys believe that? The number to call is right there to share your opinion. What is all if you're a labourite, more you from the labourite them, you know. All if you're a labourite, more you call in and tell me if you believe, say, this government, your 1 PM is doing right by the victims of Hurricane Melissa. That is the question. That is what I want to hear from you guys. That is the discussion. How you doing, Doreen? This person is the first person to type. But sir, you lucky you know. Say Jamaica in trouble. Why you Marky G, Chamber Pat Stevenson, and all the rest of uno who keep Jamaica down. Jamaica no leave. That mean uno love Jamaica. Huh? Hey, may I tell you say one thing, you know. Me really, Patrick, where you did it, me really hope so them people that could have articulate themselves in a one better manner. And so we can have proper communication. Because it's frustrating when they can't construct a sentence. I mean, I wonder what the hell you talk about. How do I respond to that? I don't even know what they're saying. And it's hard for me to decipher. Right? Me I waste brain cells right now. I look on that. And you're the first person to comment. But thanks for the comment though. Thank you. For the people that support the platform, as someone when we go live, I'm set one live, I want to see me live, I want to just go and click the link without me start the live and drop one comment and like the live. Right? That's where I'm going with. That's what I would love for you guys to do. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit A. Let me turn my camera. Exhibit A. Zane. Exhibit A. Let me zoom in this look a bit. Put this down. So, yeah, you can stay right there, sir. All right. See it now. Check this out. Want to remember this?
Standing at the vaccination site, looking at those who have gathered, some of them holding their arms and some holding their cards, signaling that they have already taken the vaccine or are about to take it. Having taken the vaccine, you are my heroes.
Whoa. Whoa.
The purpose of the tour is to preach to two sets of persons.
Yes.
I have to preach to those who have not yet decided to take the vaccine.
What? Remember this enough.
But where I am standing today,
yes,
and the persons to whom I'm speaking, I'm certain that I would be preaching to the converted. Because I'm standing at the vaccination site.
looking at those who have gathered, some of them holding their arms and some holding their cards, signaling that they have already taken the vaccine or are about to take the vaccine. Nevertheless, it is still important to deliver the message to the converted, those who have already taken the vaccine, because you can now become ambassadors. Having taken the vaccine, you are the one who decided to make that sacrifice, if you want to call it that. Because there are those who are saying the vaccine is risky. It might have some long-term effect. There are those who are saying that they have microchip. I don't know how that micro to get through that small needle. There are those who are saying that it will magnetize you. And there are all kinds of other things that are said. But you, I'm certain, would have heard these things. You would have done your own research. You would have used your own common sense that God gave you. Some of you would have prayed about it. Some of you would have watched the news and seen that in some countries, 90% of their population has been vaccinated and nothing happened to them. What has happened is that those countries are returning to normalcy. Some people are, reading here and uncle calling from abroad and telling them, well, this is the one I take and influencing decisions that you are making here in terms of preference for a vaccine. Well, let me tell you something. On my way here, I received a call telling me that a constituent of mine passed in the hospital early this morning. He obviously was a victim of COVID-19. And it was really very sad because he's someone about my age. And I always viewed him as a very hearty and robust person. And to have passed, it was very tragic in that sense. But I'm certain that if you had asked him which vaccine was the best vaccine to have taken, he would have told you any one of them. The first one that they get would have been the one to have saved my life. And that is the message that I would give to every single Jamaican. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Take the first vaccine that is available, because that is the best vaccine. All the vaccines that are available here that we have procured and we have put into the system for your use, all of them are safe for use. And all of them give you a very high level of protection. And all of them will save your life. And all of them will ensure that if you are in any way infected by the virus, that the probability of death is significantly reduced. And if you are hospitalized, the probability of your recovery is even greater. So, as the rains have come down, the blessings have come with it. And as it is raining, you know that my words are true words. And for those persons who are hesitant, for those persons who are skeptical, for those persons who are just nonchalant, another word for that in Jamaica is don't care, or rather don't care. For those persons who are maliciously spreading all kinds of conspiracy theories and rumors about the vaccine, I want you to go back into your communities and show yourself as the model, as the example, to say that I have taken the vaccine. And you say I'm all right, and I am fine, and I have done what is necessary in my own interest in my family's interest, and in the country's interest to return Jamaica to normalcy.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was a lot from the Prime Minister. What? That was a lot from the Prime Minister. I'm not here to argue about vaccine. And that we passed that stage a long time. If you guys don't know already, we're not going to know again. I'll tell you that. The evidence is there. What I want to show you is the dedication, the drive that the Prime Minister has to spread the taking of the joke. And I'm asking you guys, have you seen the same level of dedication in getting people that are homeless a solution? Or are we seeing the government saying, oh no, have to go left the shelter them, you know. Try to live with the people them or something. We have one shelter over there, so but you know, possible flooding and them something they go on sometime over there, but and that alone we can do for now. Only see Andrew Jonas go door to door with the agent them. Rain all a fall, and you hear the man say, the rain a fall is a signal say God agree with him. Hey, me I tell you say that brother, yeah, if God was like man, yo, listen to this again.
The vaccine,
let me speed it up.
Are my heroes.
Them are here because they take it, you know.
The purpose of the tour is to preach to two sets of persons.
Watch that. Juliet Owens there.
I have to preach to those
standing beside her husband.
Not yet decided to take the vaccine. But where I am standing today, and the persons to whom I'm speaking, I'm certain that I will be preaching to the converted, because I'm standing at the vaccination side, looking at those who have gathered, some of them holding their arms and some holding their cards, signaling that they have already taken the vaccine or are about to take the vaccine. Nevertheless, it is still important to deliver the message to the converted, those who have already taken the vaccine, because you can now become ambassadors. Having taken the vaccine, you are my heroes. You are the ones who have decided to make that sacrifice.
Keyword.
I want to call it that.
Sacrifice. Hey! Let's continue. Patrick, you hear this?
Because there are those who are saying the vaccine is risky. It might have some long-term effect. There are those who are saying that they have microchip. I don't know how that micro to get through that small needle. There are those who are saying that it will magnetize you. And there are all kinds of other things that are said. But you, I'm certain, would have heard these things. You would have done your own research. You would have used your own common sense that God gave you. Some of you would have prayed about it. Some of you would have watched the news and seen that in some countries, 90% of their population has been vaccinated and nothing happened to them. What has happened is that those countries are returning to normalcy. Some people are, reading here and calling from a...
Hey, talk about misinformation. Hey, I hold about misinformation and you wanna spread it? Mighty God.
Rather than telling them, well, this is the one I think on influencing decisions that you are making here in terms of preference for a vaccine. Well, let me tell you something. On my way here, I received a call telling me that a constituent of mine passed in the hospital early this morning. He obviously was a victim of COVID-19.
Wow.
And it was really very sad because he's someone about my age. And I always viewed him as a very hearty and robust person. And to have passed, it was very tragic in that sense. But I'm certain that if you had asked him which vaccine was the best vaccine to have taken, he would have told you any one of them. The first one that they get would have been.
No, ladies and gentlemen. I really don't want to get into the vaccine thing, you know. Right? I don't want to get into the vaccine thing. I don't want to get into the vaccine thing, but any one of them, isn't it like a year ago they recalled one of the vaccines? Not my word. Isn't some states in America banning some of the vaccines presently? You hear what him say years ago though? You see why you can't trust man and have to trust God? When God tell you say, him servant them to tell we. God told his servants to tell us, do not get involved with that thing. But here we are. Andrew Honest telling the people, say, any one of them. But again, I don't want to get into that. Look at the energy that was put into convincing the people of taking this thing. Where is the same energy in convincing and trying to get people homes in Westmoreland, Hanover, St. Elizabeth? Why would not see the same energy and money behind that? They might kick people out of school. Me say Andrew Honest go down there. You see one clip when go down there. And I tell the people them say there's no other way now. You understand? Desmond Mackenzie, I said, I don't feel like play. Desmond Mackenzie said these people like say you know who break in at the school and take the actual laptop and stuff them when they say missing. Zane. When I say these people, I feel like when I say these people, what I mean these people? You don't know if I one person take it. What kind of intelligence you have? You see them on camera? And when I say these people, it's like you broad brush these people for me. The people them were there. The people them were there down at Westmoreland, down at Petersfield, because them know so Westmoreland a PMP territory. These people. Westmoreland, be careful here. Right now, to all me see it. Sword is drawn against you know. Trust me. Them not really care about you. That's how me feel. Patrick, you have to be patient and God, you know. But when I water them out, I have to drink and come back with me. When I cold water them.
The one to have saved my life. And that is the message that I would give to every single Jamaican. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Take the first vaccine that is available. Because that...
You can imagine we go follow Andrew. Yes, sir. And one of our family member them, something go up to them, they have an adverse reaction. What would I do with Andrew after that? I'm fortunate I pray I fasted. You can't steal it.
Is the best vaccine. All the vaccines that are available here that we have procured and we have put into the system for your use, all of them are safe for use. And all of them give you a very high level of protection. And all of them will save your life. And all of them will ensure that if you are in any way infected by the virus, that the probability of death is significantly reduced. And if you are hospitalized, the probability of your recovery is even greater. So, as the rains have come down, the blessings have come with it.
You remember this?
And as it is raining, you know that my words are...
Man say, as the rain coming down, you know that my words are sure. Like you must say, God a signal with the rain say, a truth matter. What a wicked man.
And for those persons, and if you are, and all of them will ensure that if you are in any way infected by the virus, that the probability of death is significantly reduced. And if you are hospitalized, the probability of your recovery is even greater. So, as the rains have come down, the blessings have come with it. And as it is raining, you know that my words are true words. And for those persons who are hesitant, for those persons who are skeptical, for those persons who are just nonchalant. Another word for that in Jamaica is don't care, or rather don't care. For those persons who are maliciously spreading all kinds of conspiracy theories and rumors about the vaccine, I want you to go back into your communities and show yourself as the model, as the example, to say that I have taken the vaccine. And you say I'm all right, and I am fine, and I have done what is necessary in my own interest, in my family's interest, and in the country's interest to return Jamaica to normalcy.
No wonder they call him the champion, boy.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his wife, Member of Parliament and the Deputy Speaker of the House, Julian Holness, were vaccinated in Kingston on Monday. The island began its immunization drive on March 10 when the first dose of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine was administered. Carol Francis has the details.
Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness and opposition leader Mark Golding received the vaccines.
So hold on there. For Andrew, Mark Golding was good enough for you to go take joke with. Right? No, let me say that again. Take the joke, the vaccine. He was good enough for, go there with him and do it together. It was a sign and a symbol to the country. Say, yeah, man, see it there? The thing good, man, don't take it. Marky G, I kind of hold this against you still. I tell you that straight. At first, I say this. I hold it against you. Yeah, man. I hold this against you, Mark Golding. You understand? That's why 70% of the population don't trust the government. Because of things like this. Now, when we fast forward this thing here, to the present time and the realities about the vaccine them. What a thing. Huh? Listen to the statement that Andrew Holness make. All of them are good. All of them are safe. Take anyone where you get. Huh? My God. Listen to this.
Against the coronavirus COVID-19 on Monday, March 22 at the Good Samaritan Inn in Kingston. The first to arrive was Mark Golding.
Good afternoon, Mr. Golding. Are you afraid of the needle?
No.
After going through the standard round of pre-vaccination questions, Mr. Golding was vaccinated. Shortly after,
No,
Minister Andrew
me
Holness
never see when the lady put the nigga on Mark Golding. Me never see that. You only see when the lady said, when Mark Golding say, you finish? So, me can't hold no conspiracy idea around Mark Golding thing. Right? Alright.
and his wife arrived at the Good Samaritan Inn.
One of the vaccines that were tested for food. So today, we're receiving the first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine.
The vaccine was developed and produced by a team from Oxford University and the British-Swedish pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca. Having already received his vaccine, Mr. Golding shared a jocular moment with Mr. Holness.
Good one.
The Prime Minister and his wife were given their first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine.
Vaccine? More Prime Minister?
People may not say nothing. But just I can slow this down and mute it. And open the eye. And choose for yourself. And decide for yourself what I see. That's all I'm going to do. Alright? Look. Look. Remember the sky walk a bit phone, please and thanks. Slow down. I just wanna get to know you. But don't lie to us. Cause your wickedness. Look on this. Bop, put over, all, pull. That look like somebody get juke. You want to see it again? Look on this, mommy. Just focus. She draw the needle, you know. Don't get wrong. See fluid there in the needle, alright? Whatever. Look. Look on the needle. Right? Appear to pierce. Tell me now. I just slowed that down a while ago. That's slow motion. That's not real time motion. That look like somebody get jumped. She pulled the needle already. Look. Pay attention. Needle skin appear to be pierced, but about moment. That's up. Andrew owners get joke with needle. At what then should I show the blood? I run from the hand. You hear what I said? And even then, what time she gets a sticky in the fluid in her hand? Mighty God, eh? Talk to me now, people. Don't talk to me. Slow motion. Slow motion. Look, look, look. See? Needle. That appears like the needle is actually piercing his skin. We don't know for sure. Right? Our hand there right there, so look closely to the hand we have the needle. Less than 1 second. What is that? Do you even see her finger pressed down on the top of the needle? How much time does a fishy go? All the way down. I want to look how much time it takes for she draw the fluid in. Look upon this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at how much time it takes to draw the fluid. Right? That is about 2 seconds, 3 seconds. It should take equal amount of time for putting in all of the fluid. Not true? That's a common sense. Not true? It should take at least 2 seconds for putting in the fluid. Because it takes about 3 seconds to take it out. Look upon the lady. Hold on. 1, pull. Oh, what go this? What happened this a while ago? What happened this a while ago? I am asking the relevant questions. I am not saying nothing more than me ask the question. How that look to you, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the first person to look at the video. People in a contest a long time from way back and I say, yo, the man not take no joke. It is viral. Nobody never believed them. But me find back the video them and I say, hold on. But Andrew wanna run up all over the place and I preach the good gospel of the vaccine, right? Where is the effort, ladies and gentlemen? Where is the effort for the man them go evangelize in a Westmoreland for people them get house? Where is the same effort for people them get one roof over them head? Them a keep the people them out of Petersfield primary school. And I say, yo, we have to go over there so don't have that shelter there, you know. We don't have no other option for no. So I keep people when you back their house, brother. Where's the urgency? So the question is, and this is a calling show, you can call in. Do you think the government is doing enough? Eh? Which part? You see news? No. We not work with that. We not work with no hearsay. We not work with no hearsay. Eh? Who hear the news? What the news say? Exactly. Land title? No, we're talking about specific. Listen to me, man. Context matters. We're talking about specifically victims them of Hurricane Melissa. Alright, let me go look for that. My mother just throw a monkey wrench in her show, ladies and gentlemen. Me have to find out the evidence there because me not gonna just take that so. Yeah man, I have to go find out the evidence there. I have to go find out the evidence there. And how much also? How much house then give away? Versus how much victims? And why it take them 1.5 months to help the people them? We still have question. Listen, this government cannot escape the fact that they fail the people. Whatever it is them I don't know, they should have been to do that 3 weeks ago. Straight up. No man, I'm not busy about it. That's a talk about a leader deceive the people. Listen. That's what me I talk about. The man them go on a whole tour, ladies and gentlemen. So why did Andrew Holness care so much about the people who take the juke, but he not care about the people who get back them? Everybody, why them never evacuate the people them? Why wasn't there an evacuation effort? Want to think about these things, you know? Yes, of course, a life and death. Then people are dead. Man are riding bicycle about 3 or 6 miles. Dead at thirst. Just before he reached aid. And guess who was giving out the aid? Not the government. Them take long for reach the people them. Right? Party right now. I don't know, so I highlight it on the media now. And if the people them not highlight it on the media, it come like say, the people them not get no help. Why the government is so reactive? Why the government have to wait for people to highlight these things before them deal with it? Those are legitimate questions, you know. As the government in this type of situation that came on CNN and told us, yo, we have a credible recovery and preparedness strategy. You understand? Preparedness and recovery strategy are credible and strong one. And we'll be able to reach the people immediately after the storm. Those are his words. Those are Andrew Holness's words. Not my word. You know what I deal with? But Perry in Christ. Why may I tell you? You know, so Perry in Christ have his own YouTube page. We just start that in a while ago random. PDTV. God is good. PDTV. Midday connection.
Play. If you're not doing those no teeth out of the what was ever in what were in it and filled it with something else. Did they do the mate?
Port Belo and Montana.
I don't know, it's confusion.
The 4 containers with contaminated foods that were previously reported missing from Port Belo and Montego Bay St. James have been located. The containers were dislodged from the Port Belo location during the passage of Hurricane Melissa on October 28. An investigation by the St. James Health Department has found that the food items were not tampered with.
4 containers contaminated, missing. First of all, who would want to have 4 containers of contaminated food? Of what value is that to somebody or some people that actually took it? Right? Am I back? What value is that, ladies and gentlemen? 4 containers of contaminated food. All right. So whoever moved the container them never know say a contaminated food. I saw them unlucky if we move 4 container of contaminated food. That's our first question to me. Like, who would want contaminated food? What am I use it for? Furthermore, why is the security at wherever that is where those containers were? How is it that them just get up and walk so? Where's security there? Who has been locked up? Did they even notice when the containers moved? At what point did they start their investigation? At what point did they realize that the containers were gone? Don't they have camera surveillance? I mean, this container business is crazy. You have a caller. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can I ask you a question, please?
Yes, man.
You're the fellow who have this YouTube channel.
The fellow? What do you mean by fellow?
I saw this fat, round-head fellow on YouTube, and I saw this number, Max, if you're the one who owns this YouTube channel.
Yes, and I'm live right now too.
Okay. Okay, I just want to ask you one quick question.
Yes.
What is the purpose of your channel?
What do you mean?
I'm just curious.
The purpose of my channel is to share my views.
Yes, but
But what? I just told you the purpose of my channel.
listen to me.
Next
Listen,
question.
young man. You're a kid, innit, so
That is a labor right. Damn out of order. No, I'm black him. No, you don't come to me with disrespect. No, it's disrespectful. His tone is disrespectful. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. No, you don't talk to me. I'm a grown man. You don't talk to me like that. You understand? Oh, damn out of order. This is wrestling. No, I'm not talking to that person. Damn out of order. What go on wrestling? No, them can't come in.
Tell that boy to F off. Tell that boy to go wipe him fatty. Yeah?
Yes.
Tell him to break him.
Yes,
Listen,
Rascal.
I want.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you. They're hearing you. They're hearing you.
Listen, there's something else I've got to phone you about anyway.
Yeah, I'm hearing the background. I have to turn that off.
Yeah. Can you still hear it?
Yeah, I can still hear it. Just pause it.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Shit. How do I do it?
He come with a disrespectful tone from morning, you know.
Yeah.
This fat rounded boy.
Listen,
Yo, me not take this.
I posted something on this channel, the WhatsApp channel, earlier yesterday. I was watching something that came across on TikTok, and I really did my research.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. No wonder you have holder's title.
Yeah, that's a fact. Nobody, only the kings. Only the king owns land in Jamaica. Only the king owns land in Jamaica.
Nobody owns nothing.
Hi Sandra, how you doing? Joy, how you doing, Joy? Yeah, man, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You understand?
Yes.
But that's it anyway. I'll keep on watching.
Yes, mama.
Okay.
I will wake up the ants nest for. Remember, some of our ants nest over here, you know. You're damn out of order, man. Come off from my phone. What is the purpose of your channel? This is my views and opinions. Everybody has the same option on these social media spaces. I am not paid by anybody. Nobody doesn't guide my content and tell me what to react to and what not to react to. It's an independent space. I am not TVJ. Joy, some of you check. Hold on there, Joy. Let's check. Him thinks when I go get the opportunity to tell me off and argue with me. Me not argue with reprobate people, man. Thank you so much for the donation to the catch up. Thank you so much, Joy. No, I'm not worried about it. Then if he try to call my phone straight, me block him too. Damn out of order. Black button easy, you know. You never know. A black button easy. Oh. I make sure say you just done it right there, so because if you come up in the spirit, you know, I want different ball game that you feel me I deal with. If you come up in the spirit, I want different ball game that right now you're going to call upon God for you. You remember good. You understand? Yes. But the arrogance of the labor right them, they just prove it all the while. You know something, never call one labor right program and tell them or try to say them to do this, for them do this, oh me think them to do it or argue with them. We don't have time for that. You notice me don't even react to some of them. You ever see me come and I go toe to toe with a labor right vlogger, but them use my video and I promote me. So now other reprobate labor right I come over here, so. You understand? And that happened, you know, because I remember the one where threaten people say we come to Jamaica with gun as a labor right vlogger in an election time for the PMP them. These are the criminal minded individuals that support the Labour Party. You understand? I am an independent person. As a matter of fact, a UIC me really advocate for and support, you know. Yes, the UIC plan for Jamaica is to change the entire governance system. And I would love to see it. I'd love to see it materialize. But God is in control, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, we're moving on. Listen to this.
There was nothing removed from the container based on what they can observe, because when they checked the containers, they saw that the level of infestation that was seen that no one took any food items from these containers.
Yes. Oh, I guess the thumbnail is what hurt them. Dark days ahead, Jamaica. You remember when Andrew Wallace said dark days ahead for Jamaica? Why nobody never have no problem with it? Why him not call Andrew Wallace and why I'm asking, why are you waging war against the people? Or misinformation? Why did you use those terminologies? Why you not raise war against missing children? Why you not raise war against the cocaine trafficking in Jamaica? Me hear Mr. We known some and something upon City Hall last night. I talked about it, which is an important conversation. Why is it we don't see the government raising alarm for these situations and raising press conferences for these situations? All them business about are one type of crime. But those are crime as well. Where's the focus? Where's the committee? Where's the task force for missing children? Why them never have a task force? Wagwan Mickey? Why them never have a task force to run into the affected areas and assess the people them quick? House there, so damage, gone. That easy. Name. Address. You feel what I deal with? Any other final detail or you can remember. Some people are volunteering and them something in their phone as a picture. Get the detail, get the information, Matthew Wagwan. So the question today is, ladies and gentlemen, has the government done enough, right, in response and the recovery? So far, after almost 1 month and 3 weeks, almost. No, Tuesday I'm gonna make 3 weeks. Of course, Tuesday I'm gonna make 1 month and 3 weeks. 1 month and 3 weeks since the government 1 month and 3 weeks. That's all. Let me say 28. 28. That's another 1 month. 1 month, 2 weeks. 28. Oh, you go. May I look on the calendar just to confirm. Somebody said no, sir. Hold on there. Let me see. The 28th. So that a 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, 5 week, 6 week. Tomorrow I'm gonna be 1 month and 3 weeks. What you talking about? From the 28th. Count down every Tuesday since then. 1 month and 3 weeks. Tomorrow I'm gonna mark 1 month and 3 weeks. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if the artists them and Good Samaritans never band together. Any person, people them all get breakout, leptospirosis, why them never evacuate the people them? And this container thing is just one next thing. So many questions on the container. You know have inventory. You know have one list. For sure say at this day night. Them not like when they ask questions to people think, you know. That are them problem. You feel me I deal with? And then when they share your opinion, is a problem as well. Because them a worshipper man. That them a do, you know. Them a man worshipper. But, you know, for the container, me call in for the show and me talk to Perry. But Perry at the end had this to say, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, the man laid it out.
And that is their gospel. So when God will send them strong. So God have to send them us wanted to learn the scripture. Because I've been teaching some scriptures. He have fallen asleep, ladies and gentlemen. Because every day we get up. This is what is happening in Jamaica today. Continues to frame unjust laws and unjust politics. Is not transparent their rights. A lot of persons in Jamaica who are complaining about the alright? But let me say this before I go. Heading out quickly, but let me say this to somebody. And I'm gonna say this. Yes. It may offend some people, but a lot of persons who are talking and complaining, you've not woken up. You're still asleep. A lot of persons in Jamaica who are complaining about the government and what they are doing, and a lot of you are still afraid to speak out. A lot of persons who are getting up every day talking about the injustice and the corruption. A lot of persons, a lot of you are talking, you're still sleeping.
Still asleep.
So my question is, what is going to happen? What is it going to take? What is it that must happen before you come to the realization that we're under an administration, right, that is not for the poor? And I think it's clear as day. You know what the Bible says? And I'm going to just quote the scripture. Isaiah 10, 1-2. Isaiah 10, 1-2. Woe to those who make unjust laws to deprive the poor of their rights.
My God.
I'm going to read the scripture again, because a lot of persons who are talking, complaining, crying out, a lot of you still hug up this administration in one way or the other. Isaiah 10, 1-2. Woe to those who make unjust laws to deprive the poor of their rights.
No, you see, Perry really went to a scripture, you know, because it goes on further to say, you know, Isaiah 10 is not a normal, and it really connect to Jamaica government and its structure and everything, you know. This is what it says. Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees. What was the oppressive decree that Andrew Honest decreed? Not on the church. The church couldn't gather down. Hello? Hello? I hope a brother will call me and I violate still I listen. Hey! The church never get violated by that decree there. Church people get locked up. Pastor get locked up. Can't say it's a lie. Evidence there, too much evidence. That is one of the oppressive decrees of Andrew Honest. When the church couldn't gather. Now, why would you violate God? Really? Anyway, it goes on to say, to deprive the poor of their rights. Well, the poor people in turn to God, you know, for help, you know. And it's their right to gather and worship God. You understand? It's a part of them human rights, it's a part of them constitutional rights. But Andrew Honest decreed no gathering of churches. No matter what the excuse, you should have never go there. You understand? And withhold justice from the oppressed of my people. What is an example of that? Mr. George Williams. The government is the government is looking to appeal the 120 million where George Williams supposed to get 50 years in a prison unjustly. And the government had the audacity to appeal George Williams getting his money from the government. You want a wicked government than this? Huh? I don't want conscious, level-headed people where I think, critical thinkers. If you look at this, you know what the Bible says? I don't know if it's the Bible says something about when unrighteousness or evil thrives, when good men stay silent. You understand? You think so when I know say the devil worship of them. And these people, the supporters of the devil, is going to want to prosecute the righteous. You think so we don't know that? But we don't have no choice but to be righteous. That's how we look at it. What? Oh, we are going to choose unrighteousness. Oh, we are going to choose evil. Oh, we are going to choose unjustness. Me not like bullying, and me never bully nobody yet. So when you come and you talk to me with respect, and I talk to you back with respect. Or you don't talk to me at all because I don't have to talk to you. You understand? A whole heap of people me cut off because of that. But me know personally. You have a political views, but when you're going to be Henry, brother, we don't have to talk, bro. If you might want a piece, I see something me do with females. If me and a female involved, right, and she affect my peace, me leave her alone. I mean, I have to tell her, say, me leave her alone. But that's my peace, me protect, you know. Yeah, man, me remove myself from the situation, man. Curiosity, kid, where I deal with. That is me. So, if you come in my comment section and you affect my peace, this is my space. This is my platform. You'll be blocked. If you call me and affect my peace, you will be blocked. If you text me and affect my peace, you will be blocked. I don't have to talk to you. I have, you know, much thousands of people there on my phone. You are not important in my life for me to allow you to affect my peace. Whole heap of people there top of list when me even call regular. Check. Whole heap, top 10. Up there so me even call regular. What I go call my phone and talking about? You're a boy. You stink. You're what are that? You don't even know me. You understand? You don't assume things and try to be disrespectful. Or the big guy with the round head. You know what? Ladies love the head, you know. Just say it. What is the problem with the head? You thought you were saying something? You thought that meant something? And then, you know the boy comment. Boy, you stink. You're a big man. I'm a gray hair. It's not. You know, I'm making light of this, ladies and gentlemen, but honestly, damn out of order. The caller was out of order. His tone and everything, because me read people well enough. Me pick things. Quick! But let's go on. It says here that woe unto those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees, to deprive the poor of their rights and withhold justice from the oppressed of my people, making widows their prey. You understand? And robbing the fatherless. Hold on there. Denzel Washington, a woman with no friends. Soon come back to the scripture. This look like one shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see, sometimes in life a woman has to stand alone. It's not because she wants to, but because the people around her don't match the quality of her soul.
Yeah, I understand. Me know exactly where that I go. I know exactly what that's about. Respect, Roslyn. Now, what will you do on the day of reckoning when disaster come from afar? To whom will you run for help when you leave your riches? All I want to up the way abuse the people in the government to abuse the poor. What will you do on the day of reckoning when disaster come afar? To whom will you run for help? Where will you leave your riches? Nothing will remain but to cringe among the captives or fall among the slain. Uno in a government you are wrong by the people. Uno know yourself. Uno coming right down to the people them wanna oppress. Wagwan Devon, greetings brother. Do you expect anything else when the PM is heartless creature? Mighty God, that's a great question, you know, man. No, sir. Yet for all this, his anger is not turned away. His hand is still upraised. Woe to the Assyrians. The rod of my anger is whose hand is the club of my wrath. I send him against a godless nation. I dispatch him against a people who anger me. Jamaica, we not turn one godless nation. Woe to the Assyrian, the rod of my anger is whose hand is the club of my wrath. I send him against a godless nation. So God send him club, a rod of anger and wrath against a godless nation. Jamaica, haven't we become a godless nation? Only thing say, only see nothing yet. And this is not fear-mongering. This is as thus saith the Lord. And we need to follow the men and women of God that is speaking God's word to the nation as warning, so we can prepare ourselves. Not fear-mongering, warning. People are talking about people are called down destruction upon Jamaica. Huh? How can you call down something that was built up over the years? How we build up the destruction against itself? The corruption. We see it and vote for it same way. Looking at the community them. Me and my watch one video the other day. And it's not just the government, the people is the problem. We have people in our community, we are sleep with little girls and I breed them off and them a big man. And we are rub shoulder with them same way and we are them good same way and we not call them out. Police know, everybody know. And not coming out of it because everybody is minding their business. Until it happened to your daughter. And now a brawling rat. Conflict now. Right? See church them there. Or the so-called church. Right? The gay community run out and make them know say, hello, them a chat. We and them good. Them only a face care the thing because, you know, go read the article and me say so the article there upon the cleaner. I'm going to tell you straight. See I chat them all them pastor that we are ready to go and like say, we and them no good. We and them are regular we meet with them, a regular we and them have conversation. And right now we think our agenda advance in our church. So nobody appeal with no mind. Them just feel, you know the Christian them stay we're lukewarm. You know, we are served two master. No apology. If we're guilty, we're guilty. We just have to accept the guilt. You understand? And I am not no saint. No. But the truth is the truth. And we have to speak it. Just like how me admit to me I don't want to see it. Just like how me admit to me I want to see it. You can do it too. The truth will set you free, my brothers and sisters. And the truth is, in my opinion, Bolo Vienna means views and reactions and responses, you know. First part, views, my views. Right? And you hear when the Prime Minister say, some views and opinion don't make no sense. So why it bother this man will call me so much? If he call me and I try to, like him at the rod of correction or something. Let me ask you a question. What is the purpose of the channel? To express my views? But nothing to express my views. That kill him, you know. The answer murder him, you know, because he have a preconceived notion in his mind of what my channel is about. And he has, I'm sure he has not watched all my videos. You know, so doing say the truth, we kill it too. You know. Well, that if you're unrighteous, because the truth is like salt and light, you know. Look for Adi. Adi said 100%. Adi, big up yourself. Zane. But that scripture, I want to see your scripture. When my man rise up this morning in the afternoon, burying Christ. The Bible says, I send him against a godless nation. That are the wrath of God, you know, and the anger of God, you know. I dispatch him against a people who anger me. Jamaica. You don't know, so we anger God. You don't know, so we are doing the things that are displeasing to God. When you see the church, I ask the question whether or not the church at Jamaica. I ask the question, them I ask about the colorful community. You don't know, say God anger and wrath rise up against Jamaica long time. That was just confirmation said the disaster coming. That was the final confirmation for me. Said the disaster is coming. Sorry, mommy. The final confirmation for me said the disaster come at Jamaica. Outside of the prophet them already speak it, thus saith the Lord. Because you have to watch the signs them too, you know. Especially if you see how close it is, you know. Right? That was the final confirmation for me that the disaster is close, ladies and gentlemen. When you see the man them run out and I say, they want to bless same-sex marriages in Jamaica. As the church, I advocate for the man them and the woman them. You know say God I will rise up against that nation. Because you see, our pledge, you know. Our pledge to God, you know, people. Our national anthem, you know. Jamaica national anthem. And pledge. Let's go to it. What the pledge say? Before God. Before who? Before God and all mankind. Not before mankind and then God, you know. Am I back? Not before mankind and then God, you know. It said before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in the service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may under who? God. So that Jamaica may under who? God. Not the devil. So that Jamaica may under who? God. Increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamaica cannot advance the welfare of the whole human race if we are not under God. And if we are not following God's instructions and tenets, and people are trying to alter the Bible, which, you know, the Revelations did say that these things would happen in the last days. It's just a sign that it's the last days, and it's a sign that destruction is upon us. That's why it's a dark day in Jamaica. You notice how the government quiet? Remember, say them sign the Samoa law, you know? But look up what that means. December 14, 2023, the Observer, the Gleaner, any one of them, the Samoa law signed. Look it up. The evidence is there. You know, all of these things I'm telling you guys to look up. I have them on the computer, but I've got to search for them. Me have one thing right there, so I have about, let me see. Mighty God, look on them here. I'll be an article there. Hold on there.
The most potent weapon in the hands of the oppressor is in the minds of the oppressed. The powerful use education as a tool to keep the people enslaved mentally, as Bob Marley highlighted. Look at Jamaica's educational curriculum. It's still pushing a colonial agenda. We teach kids about people like Christopher Columbus. Why are we teaching them about their colonizers and giving these colonizers special shout out by mentioning the name? All that's doing is immortalizing murderers. All our kids need to know is, hey, some Europeans, they came here and they invaded our lands. We don't need to teach about them by name. The people who we need to be teaching about by name and ensuring that our kids don't forget the names of these people are Caribbean people who have contributed to society in such a way that it inspires our youths. People like the Derek Walcotts, St. Lucian poet who won a Nobel Prize for Literature in '92. Mary Seacole, Jamaican nurse who was celebrated for her efforts during the Crimean War. What was so special about Mary is that she ventured onto the battlefields during gunfire and she would heal wounded soldiers from both sides. These are the people we need to be paying special recognition to in our history curriculum instead of focusing predominantly on slavery as if that's all we have to show for our past. Education is meant to be empowering. Teaching about slavery predominantly, how is that empowering people? All that's doing is deeply entrenching in the subconsciousness of our kids this idea of inferiority, this idea that it's okay to have your precious time and energy exploited to build the wealth of others. And stop teaching kids that they're descendants of slaves. We're descendants of stolen Africans. We're free men and women in their countries. Also, look at our rules. I remember going to a school that said you can only let your hair out if it's straight. How many Jamaicans have straight hair? Like, the minority do. The minority who are of European and Asian descent. The rest of us have to chemically alter our hairs in order for it to be straight. So to tell us your black hair is unkempt and unprofessional is also to tell us that your blackness is not good enough and to push this Eurocentric view of beauty onto our people and then tell them, oh, you're emancipated. Make it make sense. Biko also goes on to say to us that, listen, the basic tenet of black consciousness is that the black man rejects all value system that seeks to make the black man a foreigner in the country of his birth and to reduce his basic human dignity. For education to be truly empowering, we need to erase all traces of Eurocentrism and ideas that have a oppressive colonial undertone. The most potent weapon in the hands of the oppressor is in the minds of the oppressor.
Wow, I didn't even realize I had that.
Remember to hit the like button.
Whoa. I'm just opening up some of these. Okay. Alright. Wow. See some of the article them here? Observer. Yo. I got so much stuff right here.
And what?
Urban Center. Oh, that are the oil. Oh, that are the oil file. So I have files here, yo. I have some portion of file here. Yo, this is crazy. Oh, yeah, I need to go back to that. This one has in scriptures. Just pure scripture. Deuteronomy 28. Like Jeremiah 37. All I listen to them with the prophet them teach. Isaiah 39 to 13, like, me have them saved. Yo. Micah 2, 10 to 12. Arise ye and depart from this. Depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. If a man walking in spirit and falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, ye shall even be the prophet of this people. I will surely assemble, O Jacob, all of thee I will surely gather the remnant of Israel. I will put them together as a sheep of Basra, as a flock in the midst of their fold. They shall make great noise by reason of the multitude of men. Micah 10. How would you sum that scripture? But I tell you, Isaiah 43 verse 10. You are my witness, declares the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen, so that you may know and believe me and understand that I am he. Before me no God was formed, nor will there be one after me. Amen. Powerful scripture, that Isaiah 43 verse 10. You see, man? Where were we? So, Jamaica is not under God right now. Wagwan PW. Jamaica is not under God right now. We have strayed away from God. The pledge where we have the anthem, it says, Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defendants, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica land we love. Teach us true respect for all. Stir, respond to duty's call. Strengthen us, the weak to cherish. Give us vision lest we perish. Knowledge send us, Heavenly Father. Grant true wisdom from above. Right? Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica land we love. God is at the epicenter. God is at the epicenter, or has been at the epicenter, the foundation, the border of this country. And what the government has done, they have torn down those borders. They have promoted all different types of things through their own practices and them own MPs. We are like to bag a kango pan table. You understand? A spiritual wickedness in high places. So I hope they are clear over here what my channel is about. And you know, my video them when I post from what there, if you don't notice, I mostly focus on God. Look at my video them when I post from the other day. Let's go through a run through. Look at my videos. I may have one to come after this. You understand? I have one to come after this. The watchman watch it, and if the watchman see what you don't see and don't want you, who have ears to hear, let them hear. Nobody know to follow Bolo. Nobody know to listen to me. You know? But when things occur, I said, boy, you know, you remember when Bolo did say that, you know? You feel what I deal with? Yeah. So, alright. The moral compass of Jamaica has eroded. That's the last video I posted. Video upload. Guys, go and watch that. The moral compass of Jamaica has eroded. Do you know how important family is to God? Family is the most important. Family is the foundation of God's kingdom. The union between man and woman is the foundation of God's kingdom. I am not a prophet, I am not a preacher, but this is the truth. The foundation of God's kingdom is the man and woman coming together as a union. And in the video, I'm just gonna tell you one of the videos that is in that video, because it's a 22-minute video. A lot of different videos in there, but all surrounding the family and how important the family is. The devil always attacks the family. Because the man is the head of the family, decreed and declared by God, the devil attacks the man first. Once the man is removed, the family's defenses are weakened. And now the family is open to destruction. A woman's role, you know, they say the word helpmate is like they try to demonize the word helpmate. But if you ever understood how important a woman's role is as a helpmate, you would realize it's kind of a super person position in real life. Like, she has to be a superhuman in the marriage. She has to be. Because spiritually, she has to be heightened and inclined. She has to be behind her husband as a last line of defense spiritually. Eyes have to open. She have to have him back. And he stands in front of her as the first line of defense so nobody can touch her and the children, whether spiritually or physically. This person is very random. Definitely not talking about what I'm talking about. And the lady said something very profound. She said, God's intention for men and women was to find their man or woman for them that God intended for them. That's why the Bible talk about being equally yoked. That's why marriage is so important. You understand what I say? So, when you find that person you're equally yoked with, God really intended for you to be with that one person for the rest of your life, you know. Why is that? If you have that one person for the rest of your life, you're not going to compare them to anybody else. So when a man have the one woman for the rest of his life, him can't go, but this a person here, this a girl here, you know? You understand? I don't want to get into the graphic part of it, but you're supposed to be sleeping with that one person. So you're not supposed to be tasting other fruits. And that's not literally, I'm just saying. You're not supposed to be tasting, I want to keep it clean. You're not supposed to be tasting other fruits. Same thing for the woman. You're not supposed to be tasting other fruits. So you only know this one fruit that God make for you. And you're satisfied. But once you start to engage with other fruits, herein lies the problem. It's a problem for the men, you know. Don't get me wrong. But to how a woman is designed, it is more problematic. Not saying it's not problematic for the men. Follow me. It is problematic for the men to go around and sleep with all different type of women because sex is a spiritual exchange. It's not just physical. So you take on the good and the bad of the person. If them have suicidal thoughts and them something that, you know what I mean? You take on all of those things. So God intended us to have that one person that He designed for us. Right? And if marriage was normalized, you would see a better society. Hands down. The children would be more balanced in every way, mentally, physically, and spiritually. In every way. Sexually transmitted diseases wouldn't even be a thing because you're not sleeping around. But there's also spiritually transmitted diseases by sleeping around. So sexual immorality is not just the colorful community. Sexual immorality is in the heterosexual community as well. And God frowns on all of it. because the only thing that God intended for is man to be with woman. And that is the truth. Anything outside of that is the devil. And the devil work. These types of conversations is not for the weak-hearted, because the truth can strike you, you know. It's tough sometimes. But when the truth is like bitter medicine. But you see, when you start to drink the bitter medicine for the first time, it's so extra bitter. But when you start to embrace the medicine and love the medicine because you understand it's good and it's going to carry you not in the gates of hell but in the gates of heaven, then the bitter medicine becomes sweet. May I tell you, you will not taste the bitterness so bitter once you start drinking bitter medicine of truth. That's where acceptance comes in and obedience. When you start to accept and be obedient, accept God's will and be obedient to God's will. Lean not on my own understanding, but in all thine ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Write this up. Never forget that song. Never forget that song. Cynthia say, good evening, how can I join you? Join me, what you mean? You want to call in? The number is right there. WhatsApp call only. But in all thine ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. And then I have a video with Cliff Hughes. You know this thing with Cliff Hughes and Janet Cardler? I wonder if that upset them. People only need to watch that video there. All the facts laid down. Cliff Hughes and Nationwide only need to come down. And if you stop it. Stop it. And make sure you don't apologize to your lady, yeah? Let me see TV. I wonder if a TV Jada News the company me I talk about. But them say them a give a house and them something. We'll find it in a cause. What is? Oh, the youth to get the plane. The Jamaican youth, big up himself. Stability of all for our children. Damian Crawford was on. Big up Damian Crawford on TVJ.
So persons whose house and school have been affected, for example, is a double major. Or a person whose access and house is affected is a double major. So there's over 6,000 students whose school have been totally decimated. And so they are going into host schools. However, unless you have family or something to stay with, you can't leave the environment. So that is what we're trying to do. Additionally, the mitigation of the health risk, because, leptospirosis, etc. And also with high stress, there's also abuse of children. So we want to take them out of the space and carry them into our space.
Amazing.
What's the take-up been like?
Well, Pastor can tell you.
What's the take-up been like?
Well, the take-up has been trickling slowly but surely. But I think many persons in the West who are...
But from your subscribe, man, me tell you see, as me say, I'm not a preacher or anything like that. French Montana say we must protest for rights. French Montana, this is what I've understood from the prophets, right? And the men of God. You see the power structure that is in Jamaica right now, and based off the prophetic word, these people are operating for the synagogue of Satan, So, God, this is God's battle. It is not our battle. So, I'm not encouraging nobody to say if we go protest anymore. I mean, I think we have really passed those stages. The biggest protest we should have protested was on September 3rd with our fingers and in the ink and voted. And people did not show up to vote. And the ones that did allow the enemy to use distraction and deter them from leaving because of intimidation and not voting. Those are some of the things that happened on September 3rd. It's the truth. Even I in my community, Man try intimidate me. Because them know say me's not with them thing. For them side. You understand? Yeah. I'm gonna tell you some read energy. Read energy. People say things without saying it. You understand? So these things happen. Of course, God vex with Jamaica, brother. God have to vex with Jamaica. I've never seen Jamaica like this. This is unprecedented dark days of this country under this administration. On every level. You know, you hear Pastor Peter Chambers say. Pastor Peter Chambers don't tell you already, you know. The man say, as long as Andrew Holness is in power, there will be trouble for this country. Trouble. Only no see it. Only no see it. Leptospirosis cases there for Eastern Portland. 5 of them. Some here, see one look clippings. And the person when I talk about the leptospirosis, I report it. Leptospirosis in East Portland. Well, the East Portland people them there. Celine and them people, one of them. Talk to me now, what going up there? What is actually happening? Right now, it's like these days, I really want the people to call in because it's like, bro, I think I've said all that needs to be said. Everything else I just brought up. All right, see news.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday.
Charles Jr. says the ministry's assessment teams have been working around the clock, moving from community to community to document the extent of destruction. As at this,
ladies and gentlemen, this assessment should have been done early. Context matters. They are late. They are late. They are late to the party. 1 month and 3 weeks. Unacceptable. The assessment started too late. As soon as the roads were cleared, the assessment should have started. And what they could have done is prioritize the assessors in the areas. I mean, if you have met them land by helicopter, make them land by helicopter. Bro, them should have been in the community them from the first week. From the first week. Soldiers, police, assessors, medical staff, our medical personnel, everybody all together. Because search and rescue, medical assistant, everything would need to be. You go to our house, you find out, look on the lady where they under our house rubble for 3 days. 3 days up in the hills, bro. Somewhere like you look like a local hill part there, so I don't know how far up. I think I in St. Elizabeth or Westmoreland, one of them places there. And you see the company news, the lady said, I was trapped under the rubble of my house. House come down upon her. And I go think say the something she hide under. It was firm enough. It come like when earthquake and them tell us say, if you go under the thing, the column thing, right. And you go under it like so. You feel what I deal with? Yeah. 3 days should they under that for? Lie down. Can you imagine? Thank God, man. God alone saved that lady there. Thank God for God. Lady come crawl out from under a 3 days. No food, no water. 3 days. Don't think they're unacceptable. I say it already. The ODPEM and all of the relevant authorities that will work with them. Them should have been at the gates of the disaster as a disaster lick. Full-blown team. Everybody on board. It's like how Andrew Holness run go for a kongpong and I want to deploy soldier. I saw the man them should have run in at the ear of them same time. And I deploy the soldier them to build up back the people them house, fix their roof. And the missionary them, you know, from overseas, you know, go in at the community them and help the people them mostly, you know. I said mostly. Mostly. Me not say they don't do nothing. But them don't do enough. And that is the question that I ask. Do you believe that the government has done enough in their response? Do you believe? And for the person say they want to join, there's a WhatsApp link. Carl, now yourself about that, man. The WhatsApp call only. Me just put it up there for you know the number so you can call in. If you make you realize so you can call in and join the conversation. Devon said the family nucleus have to be eroded true. But let interject. As I see, Jamaica is getting disaster more plague look in the days of Israel. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So it is in the days of Noah, so it shall be in the end. You feel me I deal with? So they might get warning for the disaster and everybody cuss the messenger instead of take the message. Talking about people calling down disaster upon Jamaica. The devil is a liar. What? All right. Why when a news reporter or weatherman come and say there is the volcano on that mountain is going to erupt and cause this? Why would they never say them bring down disaster upon it? They make them assessment. Right? Them do their research and them realize that the volcano is about to erupt in the next few days. Evacuate. Why would they not say them spread fear? So when God sent his servant them, I said, warn the sheep. This is going to happen. When Pastor Peter Chambers sent out in last video after election, you know, and him said, God said if you wipe off him the dust off his shoes and leave Jamaica alone. That was a prophetic utterance of disaster coming. Anytime a prophet do that, disaster comes shortly after. See what happened to Melissa shortly after? September 3rd, September 28th to October 28th. 1 month and add, about 2 months after, disaster reached Jamaica. Catastrophic disaster reached Jamaica 1 month or 2 after. 1 or 2 months, well, 1.5 months after the prophet spoke. Me follow Apostle Jeffrey Shuttleworth. The man said leptospirosis. The man said plague. Everything when man prophesied before the storm, it has happened. Of course, them dropped the ball. Government dropped the ball. And I am questioning what is their intent. Me personally, I question what is the intent of the government truly. Do they even care about the people truly? Or is it that they just want to appear as if they care about the government? Because they have been too reactive. The PMP, if you go and ask them questions in the government and bring things to them for them react, they now move fast enough. They haven't moved fast enough. I want to slow out of the blocks. Right? I mean, that's it. That's it. The first part of the race is a sprint. When you get through the sprint, you go to the next phase. Because you can't sprint the whole way through, you know. But now they might try to play catch up. And they say, we're gone by the evening, we're gone by the morning, gone by the evening. And that I reach them right now.
December 9, a total of 40,144 household damage assessments had been completed, marking a significant milestone in the national recovery effort.
We have 500.
You see that? Them know how to frame these things now. I think this is not a milestone. 1 month and 3 weeks is not a milestone. You have less than 1/3 of the amount of people assessed after 1 month and 3 weeks. That's not a milestone. Let's do the averages. I love maths, you know. Let's do the averages. How much did they say them assess? Make we go back.
Labor and Social Security Minister Colonel Charles Jr. says the ministry's assessment teams have been working around the clock, moving from community to community to document the extent of destruction. As at December 9, a total of 40,144 household damage assessments had been completed, marking a significant milestone in the national recovery effort.
We have 544 assessors trained and operating on our platform, and we anticipate to double that amount. Cabinet has approved now the scaling up of household damage assessments submission that was made recently, which will see us having the ministry's integrated assessment acceleration strategy supported by ministries, departments, and agencies that have field capacity to assist us in completing the remaining household damage assessments.
But with thousands more families still waiting for inspectors to visit their homes, the ministry is preparing for an even greater push. Minister Charles says the government aims to complete 150,000 household assessments by the end of next January.
We intend to have at least 200 teams deployed across the parishes that are our priority parishes: St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. James, Hanover, Trelawney, and St. Anne. And those teams will be fitted with supervision from members, officers of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, as well as our support partners.
The ministry is urging residents.
200 teams across the island. 200 teams. Them do 40,144. Right? Them start late. So them never start same time in them assessment. But them still manage to do 40,144. That's impressive enough. That is impressive. Can you imagine if they started early? Can you imagine if they started early, ladies and gentlemen? Can you imagine if they deployed the 200 teams that they're talking about to assess the houses? How much houses do you think them can assess in a 24-hour? Especially in our area like Westmoreland, where you have a community them were so dense with the house them are close together. If they had deployed them immediately, those 200 teams, that would mean they would actually be ready for the recovery, and they were prepared, and they had a preparation and recovery strategy that is strong and credible. If they had started out, once the roads was cleared, and they had started out with those teams being deployed in those areas to assess, come on, man. Imagine what they could have done in a week and a half. 200 teams. If they were ready. But even the work that they did. So what I'm saying is, when I say it's impressive, I'm telling you that they are capable. It's not that they're not capable. So what took them so long to respond? What took them so long to respond? That we had to wait this long for only 40,000 houses to be assessed. Them should have assessed at least 100,000 houses already. Why do I say that? Let's read. 200 teams. Each team assess an average of. Say each team assess an average of 10 house a day. Put your 10 house. This is one good number, you know. You can't say each team can assess 10 house a day. Them can do it. Them can do it. This a minimum, you know, 10 hours a day, you know, each team, you know, 200 team. How much hours that? 2,000 hours. 2,000 hours a day. How much days gone already? 1 month and 3 weeks. So 21 plus 28. Zane, and if you want me technical, call it 40 days. Because at December 19, this say no. December 19, that be 40 days. We could not pass December 19. We are talking about when they get access. So, say the road clear in a 3 day or 5 day. That left 35 days left. When you times 35 by 2,000. Ladies and gentlemen, the man could have accessed 70,000 hours already, you know, with 10,000 hours, with 10 hours a day being accessed by the team of 200, right? 10,000, 70,000 by December 9th. If they were working speedily and from early in the game. And the 10 hours a day, I know they can do more than that. So imagine if then they go really hard and then double the 10 hours a day being assessed. And get 20. Remember I said 24, a 12 hour in I working day. You know. Remember I said them place light gone by 6 o'clock. So that work from between 6 to 6. So 12 hour. In that 12 hour period there, they can assess 20 hours. That would be 140,000, you know, by December 9th, you know, would have been assessed, you know, if they moved with speed. Now, December 9th, from them do the assessment there, simultaneously, you would be putting out the people them getting help and shelter. Or if them have to be moved, you don't assess, you know, so we can't go build one house or so. You would have more data to work with and how to plan even faster. The data is important, is my point, but they were slow with the data. So them a drag them foot. It's like them a shoot themselves in their own foot when they move slowly in the assessment. So how can I say in good faith that the government really is doing a good job or has done a good job? I can't. I'd be dishonest to myself and dishonest to you guys as well if I was to purport that the government truly did everything that they could have done. I would be lying to you, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not going to lie to you, you know. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. What I believe, I'm going to tell you what I believe. And then I know, I understand. Like, when me I say over here saw the gospel, you know, it's my views. When me I say over here say it's not written in stone, unless written in the Bible, that different. I mean, I read God's word, that different. But what my opinions, it's not gospel. It's not, I mean, you know, thank you, short boss. Too much procrastination. Too much procrastination. Even the Prime Minister said it was a scramble at first. Those were his words. It was a scramble. The Prime Minister said it was a scramble, ladies and gentlemen. The man them could have at least given 100,000 assessment already. Ladies and gentlemen, talk truth. If they were organized from the get-go. Yeah, man. They could have assessed. Right? Less people could have died if they were, you know. So people heard this news and then big up the government.
To cooperate with assessors and ensure they are available to provide accurate information about their losses.
We have 60 JDF Service Corps that are assisting 17 JDF officers that are in the West, and we have 30 more from the Service Corps that should be coming on. We have also 30 additional assessors funded through the World Food Program that are being formally onboarded, and they have begun their operations. We have 20 of our officers from Kingston and St. Andrew, MLSS officers that are stationed now in Mandeville to reinforce the St. Elizabeth deployment.
Aliyah Bryant, TVJ News.
So, I never heard government to start issuing reconstruction grants to hurricane victims by January. So, mommy, the news where you get, you know, say by January them say, and December, so whoever is homeless and can't put up back there, or then can't, by January them say, no. So, you see, context matter. That's why I say, let me go and look at the news myself, because people exaggerate things. People exaggerate things, especially when they're biased towards them party. Let me tell you something, man. Andrew Holness government had an opportunity to really change the narrative about the Jamaica Labour Party. The old narrative of them not being for the poor. They had an opportunity 2016, and they have had several opportunities after that, and they didn't take any of them. You hear what I'm saying? They not take none of them. Andrew Holness told us, you know, in his campaign, you know, how he is actually against corruption. You remember? You guys remember? Hold on there. With the link to the audio there. Hold on there. See it here. See it here.
Let me start by quoting. In the debate on the bill establishing the new Integrity Commission, the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, then said, and I quote, "As a politically independent country, we could have achieved much more were it not for corruption in many forms. Revenue leakage." That's 2017.
Pause that. Over here, sir.
New Integrity Commission. In the debate on the bill establishing the new Integrity Commission,
yes,
the Prime Minister, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, then said, and I quote, "As a politically independent country, we could have achieved much more were it not for corruption in many forms. Revenue leakage, that's 2017. Revenue leakage due to corrupt practices, misuse of public funds, and the overall perception of pervasive corruption, all of which have served to compromise the flow of investment into our country." Listen to this, all of this.
So Andrew, based off of Andrew's own words, they say no. Isn't that what is taking place under his administration? The perception of corruption is through the roof. That's not propaganda. It's the things that they are doing and not doing why the perception and corruption is through the roof. Devon said, can a leopard change its spots? No, but what I'm saying is not Devon. What I'm saying is this. The man gave us an impression when he just started out of this individual that had an iron fist against corruption. That's the impression when I watch all of the old videos. All of the old videos them when me watch of Andrew Holness. I got the impression from him that he really came to change the system. Andrew Honest talked about dirty politics, you know. He admitted certain levels of dirty politics, you know. And the man said, have to stop. He sounded like he was the advocate for change in these regards. But we see them playing way more dirty politics. Who remember the attempt of gerrymandering of Portmore? Dirty politics. You don't forget them up there already? Probably that's why they don't like me. Remember too much. Probably that's why this individual I call my phone and I try to ask me what is the purpose of my channel. My channel purpose is very unique. Wagwan Dezine, just getting on, big up. My channel purpose is very unique. Wherever God leads me, that is where I go. Can't study me. Can't study my platform. You understand? Can't study my platform. And things change. Caterpillars become butterflies. You have processes, metamorphosis. Yes? So nobody cannot put my channel in a box. Bro, Bolo, it's not impression or perception. It's actual, it's noted, it's evident, it's based and factual. No, listen. Listen to me. I'm going to err in the side of caution where that is concerned. Because you see, you hear what them say? My belief, you know, is that the corruption in the Jamaica Labour Party is beyond normal. That's my belief. The evidence, however, shows a perception of corruption. The evidence, however, is scratching the surface. Like the Integrity Commission report with Andrew Honest. It's scratching the surface. There's a lot more questions than answers, you know, and that is the reason why they referred it to the FID to continue the investigation. But what they can hide from us, they can't hide from God. That's why we leave everything in God's hands. You feel what I say? We leave everything in God's hands. But at the same time, things are happening right now. We talk about the things in the past. But look at the situation with Xavier Main. There's some part of it that I'm paraphrasing of a property of 120 million. And it appears that, you know, whether he refused or he couldn't find or, I don't know. But some documentation the IC was asking for and did not receive. Documentation seems to be a problem. When it comes to money and the Jamaica Labour Party and documentation, in certain ministries, and according to the Jump news article in the Gleaner of the $3 trillion unaccounted for, the Prime Minister's office, that there was just $12.1 billion. But I know it's 12, but I don't know about the point. I think it's $12.1 billion. Somebody can correct me about the point, but $12 billion for sure. I read that yesterday. $12 billion that was unaccounted for in the office of the Prime Minister. And when they use the word unaccounted for, them cringe. Because it gives a certain perception of corruption. Right? Because anybody will look at the situation with the $3 trillion, I figure, wait a minute. So you're telling me that a government that deals with procedure, proper procedure, that says it's accountable, right? That says it's dealing with good governance, has not showed documentation or presented documentation for the Auditor General for the last 6 to 10 years or 6 to 11 years? How is that even possible? How? That's madness, fam. And if the PMP was a part of that lack of accountability, they should get the same energy as well. If there was 2 or 3 years in it where they were a part of it, I don't know the timeline back, I don't know how much, you understand? Just to be fair, I have a balanced argument. I don't care who it is, it's the same smoke. We have to do better. But Andrew Holness pointed out some of the things that he saw was wrong with the PMP. But my thing is, him come and do the same thing. And personally, I'm sick and tired of politicians that do that. You cannot campaign on change, and then when you come, it is worse. It's not changing. It's the same situation getting worse. It's very frustrating as a voter. And we as the people, again, it goes back to us. We have to hold our leaders accountable. And that was one of the things that Andrew Holness was always championing. We have to hold our leaders accountable.
All of which have served to compromise the flow of investment into our country. End quote. Now this explains in 2023 is less than half what it was in 2015. It is less than half. It is less than half.
No, ladies and gentlemen, that is of dire concern. And I'm just pointing out certain characteristics of the government where one, they say one thing, but then in practice, it is the total opposite. How can you trust a government like this? Excuse me. How? In 2015, foreign investments, him say, they had a certain level. In 2023, that's what? 8 years after, it dipped 50%. That's an average hour. 1 point something, no, 10 point something. No, I'm not getting that right. 50% dip in 8 years. 6.25. I was gonna say 7, but I knew it wasn't 7%. An average of 6.25% dip in foreign investment every year since 2015. An average. So it means that, you know, what's gonna happen next year? What's gonna happen next year? Can't allow the country to go down here like this, brother.
What it was, you know, that's like pushing a knife 6 inches into somebody's back, pulling it out 2 inches and then celebrating, right? Listen to the data. Yes. Listen to the data. Net foreign direct investment in 2023, World Bank statistics, 376 million. In 2015, it was 926 million. Right?
326 million in 2023, and it was 926 and 26 million in 2020 in 2015. How do you lose that much investment and alarm is not raised? How? Please explain to me how. How do you use that and measure the government and give them a pass mark and say them bring prosperity? Anybody? Can anybody explain that? Can a laborer that has respect and can speak respectfully answer that one for me? How do you say 1 p.m. with a statistic like that? Let me play that back. That's wild. Statistics. Listen to this.
Statistics. 376 million. In 2015, it was 926 million. Right? Clearly, corruption has compromised the flow of investment into our country.
Not only has it compromised the flow of investment in our country, it has compromised the flow of relief in our country. A lot of people would have wanted to send the government the aid, you know. You know what they did? They took a plane. Yeah, man, them fly come to Jamaica themselves, man. You know how foreign people, like with family where they are foreign, where, you know, them go over there and them work, and they want to build a house, you know. You know what them not doing it? Them not sending the money to nobody out here to build a house for them. Some of them doing with just them girl. And that's how we reach with the Jamaican government, you know. Me tell you about the microcosm of the macrocosm, you know. The bigger picture, you know. That's where we are with the government of Jamaica, you know. The people them don't trust them. The people them don't trust them to send the aid to them. The artists them don't trust them neither. Regular Jamaicans don't trust them, and the celebrities them don't trust them. The man them do them own thing, bro. Yeah, imagine the other day, them said to us, say, the money has not been spent yet. He said, mighty God, almost 1 month or 1 month in, and Dora the Explorer said, the money has not been spent yet. They have been spending their own tax dollars. The money where the people they send them, they're not spending it. And with I said to myself, but hold on. People are still homeless. How really are going? How that the money they not spend and people homeless. But they want to get 150 million unsecured loan to JPS. That is a private entity that they only own 19% shares in. But they don't want to invest. Me not even say invest the whole $24 billion where they would have calculated. I was saying, so if you have access to so much money, how comes the assessment them never start and people roof and so no fix back yet? A fast-tracked approach, the same energy where Andrew owners give, locking down the country. I see him energy and urgency we didn't want to see him give to building the people them house down Westmoreland, Hanover, St. Elizabeth, St. Anne, St. James. Even in Portland too. All I place them will get damaged. St. Mary. And the same energy we didn't want to see. But the priorities lie somewhere else. Because one of Andrew Owner's few visits after the storm was to the Akongpong. 1% of the houses damaged in Jamaica was at the Akongpong. 1%. 1. Government is majoring in the minor. These things are all facts, you know. Context matter, you know. So why Why so interested in the Akanko? Want to the areas that were even more devastated. We have much more people. The Akanko have too much strong back trade man up there. Why send the soldier them up there, so? Why not in the communities them? Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, St. Elizabeth. Why? One day, these answers will be answered, and the revelation is going to be something. What you say? Dezine said in the Bible, you have mixed human, animal things mentioned. In the Bible, you has mixed human, animal things mentioned. Now go tell me scripture.
Based on the Prime Minister's statement, the Prime Minister continued. The Prime Minister continued, and I quote, "The Economic Growth Council has also recently identified corruption as a significant retardant to growth." End quote. But let me repeat that. Prime Minister Andrew Holness continued, quote, "The Economic Growth Council has also recently identified corruption as a significant retardant to growth." End quote. Now, colleagues, we understand why, notwithstanding all the economic and fiscal reforms implemented since 2013, growth is so elusive. The PM signaled it. Corruption. The PM signaled it. Corruption. But let me continue. In his message to commemorate International Anti-Corruption Day in 2020, the Prime Minister stated, and I again quote, "Under the leadership of Chairman the Honorable Justice Seymour Panton, the Commission continues to distinguish itself, operating without fear or favor. Operating without fear or favor in pursuit of a just and corruption-free public sector, and ensuring the best and most efficient use of public resources." End quote.
Yo, a big recommendation that from Andrew Holness, But Justice Panton, and then all of a sudden, just because investigation come out by Andrew, the whole of them flip from the IC. IC are worst thing since sliced bread after that. Mighty God.
What a full-throated and unqualified endorsement of the Integrity Commission and its leadership under Justice Panton. Now this is where, that meme that they use on YouTube or TikTok that says, "A few moments later." In this one, it would be a few years later, after the Integrity Commission issued a damning investigative report on the same Prime Minister, detailing a series of complex financial arrangements involving 28 bank accounts with thousands of transactions and hundreds of millions of dollars passing betwixt and between these accounts. Well,
yes, we're saying
suddenly, that same PM has now gone to court, and I'm not commenting on the strength of his case. Just the fact is, he has gone to court seeking to strike down the provisions of the Integrity Commission Act and declare Section 14(5) unconstitutional.
That is the part that deals with illicit enrichment. Can you imagine? Andrew Holness really pulled that trigger. and did that. Yo, how can you guys trust this man? The ones that do, genuinely, how? It's unbelievable. Anyway, so there's a deficit of trust, and every time the JLP gets an opportunity to, you know, this was an opportunity for them to regain the trust of the people, fresh off an election that is at best scandalous, a scandalous election. And if you don't believe me, just look at the case between Paul Buchanan and the Constituted Court. Right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, saw this story on Partnerjaw TV. Check this out.
What good, Sir Smith? What good? And we thank you for the work that you have done. So, Perry.
Yes.
May I hear a little thing? You see?
Yes. Lord of
caretaker demands answers after student allegedly falls from overcrowded school bus.
Overcrowded school bus. Overcrowded school bus. Ishmael, the investigations.
I am getting word, you know. I am getting word, Perry. This incident happened in Portland.
Interesting.
Yes. And it's one PNP caretaker there, Portland. Which part of Portland that? Help me out. Because one of MP.
Yes. Oh, over the western. Yes. The western.
Yes, man.
Okay.
Yes. I'm also hearing allegedly.
So I stand corrected. It's the western side of Portland, not the eastern. Western. I agree that our Jamaican people well-being must be our priority. Yes.
That the father of a child that fell from the bus is a labor right.
Lord of mercy.
Mighty God.
So me hear. I don't know if it's true. So me hear.
Well, let me say this. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, it's unfortunate because this could have been another story. So we take no joy in hearing this. It's very, very concerning. The investigation,
Before I go back to that, 1 hour ago, Ministry of Health and Wellness has implemented a maternal outreach program targeted at pregnant and new mothers, particularly in parishes impacted by Hurricane Melissa. The only criticism I have of this is that it should have been done long before, from like the very first week. That's the only criticism I have of this. State Minister Christy Lee, that up our Brownstone side, the area there, said expectant and new mothers are among the most vulnerable groups during and in after a hurricane, and the program aimed to ensure that they are not left behind and are receiving the care and support that they needed. Again, we knew this from the storm came, and that's why I say this is the only. I am glad for this, but my only criticism is that this is the thing. They are moving too slow with these types of initiatives. This should have been something that was being done from the jump. Right? It involves health workers going into communities to connect with mothers and babies, ensuring they are safe and getting their regular health checkups. We are here to support them, to remind them of the importance of routine checkups and to ensure they have access to the resources they need. Lee said, for the moment a woman becomes pregnant, she should be supported with timely information, care, and companionship. This outreach is about listening to mothers, addressing their needs, and ensuring that health services remain accessible and responsive. Our mothers deserve nothing less, and our babies deserve every chance to be healthy as Jamaica rebuilds, Lee said. I'm not going to read the whole article, but When you can read the rest of the article, that is the Observer. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, that is a good thing. That is a good thing, but you know, it's late. That's the only thing. It's late. It's late. What I want to ask is, if 1 p.m. brought $220 million of food, $225 million worth of food, where are the centers making care packages? Why haven't we seen 1 p.m. showing and thanking these volunteers? Listen to me. Una ask some good question, you know. Yeah, man, una ask some good question. That's all I can say. Una ask some damn good question. You remember good.
The latest, 14 hours ago, there was an article saying the investigation ongoing after student allegedly pushed from bus, says JUTC. But here's what the article is saying, right? The incident reportedly left the schoolgirl, said to be a 14-year-old Marymount High School student from Buff Bay in Portland. So you know that is definitely Western Portland, right? With injuries to her knees and face and unable to walk for nearly 2 weeks.
Which means that she would have been hospitalized.
Yes, this is a very serious news. Now, my concern now, Ishmael. My concern now, Mr. Vaz.
Hold on there with the concern. One next article we have to highlight. In 20 years, in the 20-year engineer, Christopher Bryan worked with Light and Power Company, Jamaica Public Service, before migrating to Canada in 2012. He was part of every team restoring electricity connection after major weather events, but nothing from those experiences prepared him for what he saw in the aftermath of the terror that was Hurricane Melissa when it plowed into Jamaica on October 28th. Viewing from Canada was impactful, but then when I came on the ground to show element disappeared. There was no soundtrack, no nothing. This is raw, unedited version of you. No, this is raw, unedited version. And you look at people and you see the distress before they even say anything to you. Mighty God. Wow. 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 You hear that? My God. My God.
Unedited version, and you look at people, you see it, and the story is painted in so many ways. You see the zincs crumpled, not just blown off. They are reeled up and crumpled up like somebody wrapped them up and threw them aside. So you can't even pick them up to say you are going to use them back. Brian told the Jamaica Observatory in describing the stark difference between viewing the devastation from his now home in Canada and seeing it in person. All Woman features your rights. Mom has no contact with son after filing. December 15th, 2025. He's...
Somebody I try to call me up on video call. I don't take video call from people, I don't know. And then I call me up on my next number. Who that? Me muted? You hear me now? Lord have mercy. Hey, what they call us something there? Man, am I using technology, you see? My phone I mute, I'm not mute. Can you guys hear me? Are you hearing me, Roslyn? You hear me? You guys hearing me? Send me up on mute. get away now. You got something. Oh, now hear me now. Would ID be needed to receive these packages? Well, them say they need, when the ID thing, them can't really say nothing about the ID, because you hear the Prime Minister say, them no give out no directive for ID, but him now say no ID name a take. Me say when me hear the man say so, me drop that, me say, what? Me go right back to the video, man, when he say, man. And just play up on my TikTok. Believe. A TikTok, no for them I hear me from, you know. TikTok, no for them I hear me. All them look corruption, as my mother said, me no fuck up on TikTok. All them look corruption, the way you see a call on my phone on TikTok. And the video them on TikTok, them I say. Because them just they on TikTok. You understand? That's why you could eat that to call that about, what? And the brother this from YouTube with the road in one magazine. You ready for cuss like Mama Lashy? You could have eaten in advice. Anyway, this is one good thing. That person I come back and I help out and thing, and I say, boy, a deep horror hit me, and I said, my God, I'm really glad I came with the heart to help, because I'm telling you, if this don't solve real quick, this can turn into like the things we watch on TV about Africa. We can see, just get, all right. You know, so me I go feature the article here, because you see what that brother here say. He might give you context to the devastation with the down Westmoreland and them place there. So when we there so and we advocate for government do more and do faster, it's because we care. It's not gaslighting, it's not exaggeration, it's not fear mongering, it's not propaganda. It is because we care for the people, not Labour Right, not PMP, the people. The people. The people. You see our Sarati? No, parity, I mean, St. Elizabeth. You see the aerial view where walking TV put up on the channel, and you see people in my walk cross the water and a dodge sinkhole. You see? Recipe for disaster, ladies and gentlemen. Recipe for disaster. So the question I ask again, do you believe that the government has done enough? Do you believe that the government has been transparent? Do you trust the government in this time? Has their handling of the situation bolstered or boosted your trust? Or has it eroded it? That is my question to you. I'm not just there so for against the government, No. If Andrew honest will not do good, oh gosh man, would I say Andrew? If Andrew honest will not do the right and I follow God's plan, would I say? Would I clap him? No pride over your son. We not really work with the pride thing, we not really work with the ego thing. If Andrew Honest was doing good, I would round of applause. Because it's just, I think it's lame to just lie on people. I think it's lame. I think it should be beneath you. You do unto others as you'd like them do unto you. Don't want to lie on anybody. I don't want to lie on the Prime Minister. That's why sometimes I quote him and I know say that him say, but then I want to play the tape. You know what I mean? Like every time I want to play the tape. So the person out there where I say, oh, no, learn how to tell the Prime Minister propaganda on our spread. Play the tape. So right now, true we are at war with misinformation. We are sharpening our sword of truth. Not a physical sword, our sword of truth. Because you know they say the tongue is like a sword. So we're sharpening our sword of truth. We only want to speak truth. Will we make mistakes along the way? Well, the other day, nationwide, I don't know if they intended to put out that information on Janet Calder. But in all intensive purposes, when I look at the information and the facts, I have to say the credibility and the reputation of Nationwide has gone to a new low. A new low. And they are part of the media group. They are like a part of this family that are certified, legit. We over here, so we have vlogger. Nobody no respect dirty vlogger. Dirty vlogger them. Stop telling lie on Marky G. Stop telling lie on Andrew. Stop telling lie on this. Stop telling lie on that. All that vlogger them when they out there in array. Them view all that we see them, you know. They're not gonna respect the vlogger. Them things say everything is clickbait. Them things say everything is, you know. Sometimes some videos are for entertainment purposes. That's a part of content. But when we are talking about real issues, we are happening in our country. This is a real issue. The devastation of the people is a real issue. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this. You see, effort cannot be faked. You see, if Andrew Holness government was going above and beyond and putting out an effort for the people would be praising them. The people would be praising them. They would. They would. Karen, where you go on with? Still I try to find us, yeah, I know.
My concern, Mr. Vaz.
MP and Transport Minister Vaz.
Minister, my concern is this. Why is it that these buses are overcrowded? Didn't you say that you had...
What did he say? What did he say, Perry?
No, he said that they have enough buses to transport the children in ease and comfort and in safety. So why are the buses overcrowded in the first place, Minister Vaz?
You're talking, you know, man, you're talking.
No, you know I'm going to ask relevant questions. So with all your arrogance in Parliament, why are you having these buses on these routes overcrowded to the point where students are not safe? These buses shouldn't be overcrowded.
To the point where...
Yeah. Talk to me. Oh, you not stop here. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah,
is it the content that want to send here? Is it the content I want to send from here?
Oh, you mean for the WhatsApp, yeah?
Yeah. They say Andrew Holness have locked down the country for 3 weeks.
Oh, you say that? Which part? Down here?
The whole country. The whole country go locked down for 3 weeks.
After me, how come you don't hear that?
I'm here to tell a prophecy what both Gavin Pinnock and Young P are saying into the Andrew Gold go lock down the country and you can catch out the road after 6 p.m. and go to prison.
Oh, you talk about the prophecy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, prophecy, it a come. A while ago, me still the earthquake up and you very soon it a go leak. Hallelujah. And not only that, so when the earthquake leak, if you after a leak, or massive things that you go have aftershock. You know, go just shake and go it up. Sometimes you still feel tremor. I don't know how many days after, but people go still scared and I think people are going to be so fearful. I tell the people go repent. But that's what Gavin Pinnock and I show Steve say. the same thing. And when it said after 6 p.m., the man just only catch you outside and go to lock it. That's what young people said. And God, he not knows. So God tell him, say, Andrew go lock down the country for 3 weeks. And then police are going to put Andrew in a handcuff. He said police are going to put Andrew Holness in a handcuff.
Who's that?
And then now, that's a Gavin Pinnock. Then, young people say, into Andrew Holness, and they say police are going to rescue him. So it look like I don't know if some police are going to put handcuff and some other police go defend him. You understand? So what out to the calamity where they come? Bangarang, remember say, Shuttleworth say he go have a pirate government, a pirate
victory. Pirate victory.
Yeah. Pirate victory, a peer trouble, hot feverish. You understand? The calamity back to back until he before.
Yeah, he say he would wish him never did win.
Yeah, because the earthquake, I felt him also crying when the earthquake comes. He's gonna cry. The earthquake is gonna be massive. It's gonna be massive. All of the GLP politicians, they go to tremble. I'm afraid. When God looked at the earthquake, they got serious, big and serious. It's gonna be a mighty earthquake into the arc of the world. It's gonna be a massive earthquake. Massive. And not normal. Don't watch for the prophecy that was God.
Alright. Investigation ongoing after student allegedly pushed from bus. See the article here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get some clarity on what's going on. So, Zane, it says here, oh, you know what? Let me hear it.
What happens when 200 plus organizations come together? The Jamaica Urban Transit Company Limited, JUTC, says investigations are still ongoing into the circumstances that led to a female student being reportedly thrown from a moving yellow school bus in St. Mary earlier this month. The incident reportedly left the schoolgirl, said to be a 14-year-old Marymount High School student from Buff Bay in Portland, with injuries to her knees and face, and unable to walk for nearly 2 weeks. Health News. In a release on Saturday, the JUTC confirmed that the incident occurred on its rural school bus on the Buff Bay to Highgate route in St. Mary on Monday, December 1st, 2025. It said preliminary reports indicate that at approximately 12:10 p.m., the bus driver was alerted by students that a passenger had been pushed from the vehicle. The driver immediately stopped the bus, assessed the situation, and ensured that the student received urgent medical attention, the release stated. News. T added that a JUTC dispatcher promptly transported the student to the Anato Bay Hospital, where she was treated for injuries and subsequently released. The dispatcher also made efforts to engage the student's parents and provide updates on the situation, according to the JUTC. JUTC takes this opportunity to reiterate that the safety and well-being of students remain a top priority. The matter was immediately reported to the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and the bus was examined by the Island Traffic Authority. Initial assessments confirmed that there were no mechanical defects with the bus door, the state-run bus company said, adding the incident remains under active investigation by both the police and JUC's internal security team, and further inquiries are ongoing. By Bolo. It said it is cooperating fully with all authorities and will continue to support the investigative process to ensure that all facts are thoroughly established. The company remains committed to maintaining a safe, secure, and reliable rural school bus program and continues to work closely with schools, parents, and law enforcement agencies to uphold student safety, the JUTC said. In a release earlier Saturday, People's National Party, PNP, caretaker for Portland Western, Doreen Campbell, demanded answers into the incident that she described as near tragic. Read, PNP caretaker demands answers after student allegedly falls from overcrowded school bus. The PNP caretaker claimed that the vehicle was overcrowded, with children standing on the steps. She also said that it is alleged that another student who was a passenger pulled the emergency lever, causing the door to open and the girl to fall out of the bus.
You know, so them are going to say, a propaganda she has spread, right? Mighty God. Wow. Who this father? This person who text me. How them do? Them one of my YouTube people, man. Like one of my YouTube people, man. Call her back. You should not try to call her. I should have come back with a call a while ago. Hello? Hello? Whoa. That's crazy. You not even ring a while ago. You not ringing up? How is that even possible? Come like the phone now. The call them just come off a while ago. Come like it chip the box. Brenda. Me not hear nothing. Hold on there. Let me see if it's this read aloud business that cause the problem. Make us see it go now. Call the lady and then not good.
No, alright, you know I'm gonna ask the relevant question. So with all your arrogance in parliament, what?
Alright, hold on there, Perry. Perry, hold on there. No, hey, Perry, oh. Perry, oh, Perry, oh, Perry, oh. Calm down, Perry. Calm down. Hello? I don't know why I'm not here, you know. I don't know why I'm not here. Let me turn off this. Hi, Brenda, how are you? No, sir. Something wrong. The box get chipped. And that's why I'm not here. Probably I hear me, I'm not here, you know. The box, the Bluetooth box get chipped. Calling me, I come off with carrying a while like a chippy box.
Power off.
Karen, you chip the box, Karen.
Bluetooth mode.
God. Karen, chip the box, man. Karen, you chip the box. See the box not even working. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. I don't know why the Bluetooth box is not working, as a matter of fact. Let me see if it connect now. Hello? Talk to me. Still not connect. My check. Oh. Alright. Now what else? The mission then now record. What is now? What them send me? Lord have mercy. What is Father God? Oh, yes.
Who are vested in telling you lies to mislead you. For what reason? I don't know. Maybe they want the country to descend in chaos. They don't like to see law and order. I'm saying to you, be careful of the information that you consume. Information is like food. If you consume bad food, it will make your body unhealthy.
So hold on there. With that same concept being utilized, If you have a bad government and a bad leader, the country not going to descend in a chaos. No, if you have a corrupt government, the country is not going to descend in chaos. All them words fall upon them when I saw the.
There are those people, and I'm saying it here, who are vested in telling you lies to mislead you. For what reason? I don't know. Maybe they want the country to descend in chaos. They don't like to see law and order. I'm saying to you, be careful of the information that you consume. Information is like food. If you consume bad food, it will make your body unhealthy. If you consume bad information, it will make your mind unhealthy. Why would somebody come on social media, make a post and say something that the government never said? And some people believe it. I urge all of you to think before you consume the lies that people are telling you. It will only lead you to make bad decisions.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say the Prime Minister is absolutely right. And you have to look at the things that they are saying to make sure so they not lie to you. Because their lies that they tell is going to do the same thing or worse. Because you trust them. So when they tell lies, when the government come and say people are being tracked, and then them say, nobody's being tracked. When the government come and tell us, say, when the people tell us, say, everything is going to go digital. Them say, why would we go digital? We just made a new money. 3 months later, we are going digital. They already knew 3 months before that they were going digital, but them tell us, say, them now go digital, and nonsense. Lying lips, ladies and gentlemen. Recognize the lying lips in your leaders. They are not exempt from lying. And on my platform, I tell people, brother, leave about a protest, bro. Because you see the setup. If you notice the setup, I don't know why they will be telling lies. Maybe they want the country to descend in chaos. So now they might try to spread the narrative, say, there's people there that want to, well, if there's people there that want to see the country descend in chaos, I don't support that. Personally, I don't. I don't support attacking the Prime Minister physically. Attack him with his own words, what he said versus what he's doing. Attack him with his own words, but don't attack him physically. And make sure you go down on knee city that God's will be done here in Jamaica. So if the Prime Minister's agenda is not God's will, you know it go. God will deal with that. That is out of my hands, out of your hands. We go down to knee city. Not true. So I want to be very clear. I want to be very lucid. I want to be very cogent. Bolo VNR, Bolo views and reactions and responses. Decrees and declare today that I am not an advocate for chaos in Jamaica. When I say the people should rise up, I mean they should rise up legally. There's legal things we can do to usher this government out. Yes. Via the Constitution, via the Charter of our rights. Many different things we can do. There's no need for violence, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not advocating for it either. What them say? When you're in a lion, when you're on in a lion mouth, you take your time and pull it out. Well, the government is the lion and them have the resources. So me could have never tell nobody say if you go toe to toe with the government. You see them government they get too much gun what they have from China. We can shoot from way over there. So me could have really look on people on my platform and tell them that. Me don't want nobody blood on my hands. You must be mad. No, ladies and gentlemen, not over here, sir. Not over this side over here, sir. You understand? I can only stand on my own words, not anybody else's. No, from time to time, I will show the frustration of the people in a video. I don't have to agree with the things that those people say. No. But it's to show the frustration. And some of the things that they do say, you know, I understand. Me get it. But what I understand in the world is that any decision you made that involves anger or your emotion being at the center of it, it always ends badly. It's never a wise decision. No, Andrew Holness is the one that declared war. But when war against misinformation, but when such ladies say if a war, you hear how them demonize her. War! Huh! Good God, yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you recognize the government lying to you, who do you listen to? Ask the Lord for discernment. Always leads back. You have to go to the source. Ask the Lord to reveal to you the secrets of heart. Ask the Lord to reveal to you what is the agenda of this government. Who are they aligned with? If you can't see it by observation and through what the prophets are saying, go and have the relationship with God and ask God. Since as you don't trust the prophets, the men and women of God, you can't discern, go and ask God. Fast and pray and ask God to open your eyes and show you the truth of the matter where it involves this government. Adi, if you want me singing up, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, I have my number. So if you don't have them there, you know it go. I can show you another method. People, remember it's my birth month. And thank you, Joy Barnes, for the donation. Thank you so much for the donation to the Cash App. Big up yourself. You understand? One love, respect.
There are those people, and I'm saying it here, who are vested in telling you lies.
You know what's funny about the vested in telling you lies? There's members of the core of the JLP social media warriors that have told so many lies that benefited the JLP in elections. And I don't know, but I never heard Andrew having a problem with their lies. No, I'm not saying that anybody should lie, and I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy of the Prime Minister. Remember, Hero Clark came out and named about 11 individuals that are the warriors of the JLP. A whole heap of lie them tell. Whole heap on social media. And tell lie on Mark Golding gone to bed. Oh gosh. If defamation was something to just at the snap of a finger, justice was served. And I tell you, the Prime Minister went on a debate and tried to remix what Jamaica mean after Mark Golding took out his documentation. You don't remember that? Andrew Holness said in the debate that what? The Integrity Commission investigation is over and he was not charged and he's not guilty and one bag of something. Let me play that in the car, you see. I don't want to misrepresent him myself. Hold on, them people. Let me go for that video there. You see, I damn thing I'm going to get myself in all the while, you know. When I go remember things the Prime Minister said, you see it? Oh, may I tell you. He has said so much. Oh, you go. PMP, yeah, PMP in team, yeah. Live streams, the debates. Where's the debates? team debate, general election, blah, blah, blah. Election watch. Press conference. Vote more tour. This was the economic team. Leadership debate. Here we go.
Malik on Facebook says many Jamaicans feel the economic growth that's been reported has
dictatorial tendencies and really would prefer not to consult with the opposition at all if he didn't have to. And I say that based on my experience with him over the last 5 years. He talks about he didn't want to tinker with the Constitution. Then what?
2021, you were appointed to attempt at constitutional reform, but now you tell us your position, whether you support the removal.
Jamaica should, but I also do respect the Court of Justice. That on the people that would be phased basis. The leader of the opposition raises questions about democracy. On one hand, he does not want to consult. He wants the government to just act without consulting with the people. But then turns around and says that we are the ones undermining democracy. The leader of the opposition must be consistent. Democracy requires us to consult the people on these critical matters.
Mr. Golding?
Yes, Mr. Holness, shortly before the visit of Prince William to Jamaica, became a member of the King's Privy Council. So one has to wonder how he was choosing Jamaica when he did that. Anyway, to answer the question, we want to follow the Constitution, and the Constitution has been ruled by the Privy Council as the highest court as not requiring a referendum for the decision as to whether or not the CCJ should become the final court replacing the Privy Council. And that is what we think ought to be done. No other country that has moved away from the Privy Council has had a referendum to do so, and there are good reasons for that.
Our next question is from Giovanni Dennis, and it goes to Mr. Golding.
Mr. Golding, the PNP under your leadership has flip-flopped on a number of issues. For example, Julian Robinson on May 16, 2023 said the opposition takes no issue with the massive salary increase of parliamentarians. The very next day, the PNP released a statement objecting to the increase. Why should Jamaicans trust that you won't similarly make about turns on promises you are making now?
When Julian said that in Parliament, he was referring to the principle of parliamentarians getting an increase. He wasn't addressing the specifics of what was being proposed. We hadn't had a discussion around those specifics. When we looked at the details and we saw the massive increase that the Prime Minister was proposing for himself and for his ministers, we felt it was unconscionable to do that in the context where the public sector workers had just had their salary negotiations under some duress in relation to the teachers in particular, finalized, and many of them were getting 20% over 2 years. That is why we had to clarify our position, because it was not in accordance with what we thought that principle demanded. Now, over time, thinking can evolve. People change their positions on issues. So, for example, we are looking at this whole question of the 3.5 salary, the $3.5 million threshold increase. And we've seen where, as the debt target is achieved and resources can be released, it can be afforded. We weren't calling for 3.5 2 years ago, but we see that the need, inflation, etc. have happened. Cost of living pressures are there. Our evolution, our thinking has evolved, and we think that this is the right thing to do now, and we're committing ourselves to it. So, you know, I don't think the criticism is justified.
Thank you, Mr. Golding. Dr. Holness now has...
I have to call out that the leader of the opposition is telling lies. Julian Robinson stood in Parliament and said he supported the increase. Clear, and the tapes are there. Secondly, he calls the increase unconscionable, yet he takes it. I, Andrew Michael Holness, did not take it. The option was available to him as well. I chose not to take it. The leader of the opposition says, I have 28 bank accounts. That is absolutely not true. The report of the Integrity Commission includes accounts that are closed, accounts that are dormant, insurance accounts, and investment accounts.
Thank you.
They have
Thank you,
weaponized it.
Dr. Holness. Our next question is from Dion Jackson, and it goes to Dr. Holness.
Remember this?
Dr. Holness, in your 2016 manifesto, you said, quote, will make it mandatory that the appointment to sensitive posts be approved by a 2/3 majority in each House of Parliament, thereby requiring consensus between government and opposition. Now, the posts identified included the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions. Not only did you not implement this, but you disregarded the opposition's objections in the case of the recent extension, which led to a court case. Wasn't this a betrayal of the principle of bipartisanship that you had been proposing 9 years before?
Absolutely not. And indeed, in some instances, there are parliamentary review of sensitive positions. And I want to be also very clear that the constitutional reform process that we have put in place would take into consideration all of these proposals that were made. We cannot tinker with the Constitution, doing a little thing here and a little thing there, and therefore we decided to put it in a comprehensive process, again, which the opposition has thwarted. But since I have some time, let me also address some other issues about the leader of the opposition. In my own Integrity Commission report published in Parliament, there are no findings of corruption. All my assets are in Jamaica, and I have declared everything to the Integrity Commission. The leader of the opposition, however, also had a report from the Contractor General previously, which found that they benefited from public resources in an irregular way. They termed it a sweetheart deal. In my report, there is no such thing. None of my resources are ever connected to any public funds or any public resources. However, for the leader of the opposition, the report was very clear that their operations were considered to be irregular and a sweetheart.
Thank you, Dr. Holness. Mr. Golding has an opportunity to respond.
The Prime Minister has no interest in bipartisanship. He has strong dictatorial tendencies and really would prefer not to consult with the opposition at all if he didn't have to. And I say that based on my experience with him over the last 5 years. He talks about he didn't want to tinker with the Constitution. Then why did he seek to amend the Constitution as a one-off, tabling the bill and seeking to pass it on the same day to extend the DPP's tenure beyond what was constitutionally allowed? That was tinkering, Prime Minister, so come on. And in terms of Integrity Commission reports, my declarations have been certified every year as being proper. Yours have not, because you are under investigation for illicit enrichment.
Mr.
That's
Golding.
right.
All facts. Follow-up question now.
Andrew Holness said, when you hear him say about in Integrity Commission, no corruption was found. And he has totally cooperated with the Integrity people. Why may I tell you, hey, if more we're going away, Andrew Holness say, it make me have to go back to the documentation. Honestly, no, this guy is incredible. This guy is incredible. Where is it? Where is it? Investigation report. Where is it? I hate this. Here it is. Let's go to the conclusion. See it there? I have it in a people. I have it in a. There are several things that the Integrity Commission wanted from Andrew Holness, and him saying give them enough. So I don't know how I'm going to say him cooperate with them fully. Right? When it says selected for financial investigation, section 47 of the Integrity Commission, income and expenditure statement form, declarant selected for financial investigation under section 47 of the Integrity Commission Act are required to submit to the Commission details of their income and expenditure to facilitate investigation. As such, declarants are required to provide the information requested below. Supporting documents are not required to be submitted to substantiate the information provided. However, the investigation may, in writing, request the declarants support specific items of information identified on the statement. Special care must be taken in providing the information to be sure it is accurate as possible. Information provided should reflect the income and expenditure of all members of the household. Defendants are those supported by the declarant. The investigator should be contacted to clarify any item of uncertainty to the declarant. So, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Wallace was not certified. And the reason why he was not certified is because all the information that is needed based off the concerns of the Integrity Commission was not presented. But let's go back to what Andrew Wallace just said a while ago, because this man is incredible. Listen to this.
Let me also address some other issues about the leader of the opposition. The opposition here.
Wasn't this a betrayal of the principle of
absolute of sensitive positions? And I want to be also very clear that the constitutional reform process that we have put in place would take into consideration all of these proposals that were made. We cannot tinker with the Constitution, doing a little thing here and a little thing there, and therefore we decided to put it in a comprehensive process, again, which the opposition has thwarted. But since I have some time, let me also address some other issues about the leader of the opposition.
Wow.
In my own Integrity Commission.
Your phone? You go to him? Come to it. Let me see.
Unplug whenever somebody is using that. And then just dead. And don't want charge. You can't give it the charge.
Yeah, man, you have to go to your brother for him and open the phone, mommy.
The phone is when you need the button to turn it on or something.
You did open your phone for you?
Yeah, what you said, but then
you open your phone, goodie? So you tell me, say we need a phone?
yeah, we got a phone. Look, I thought I could put her on the dead body.
A while ago?
Yeah. You just gone because you keep on you say unplug. I mean unplug it. The unplug is really long this time and people that say unplug. Until no day. I don't know.
Report published in Parliament. There are no findings of corruption. All my assets are in Jamaica, and I have declared everything to the Integrity Commission.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you know how your statutory declaration is certified? All your declarations and assets would be analyzed, and so basically he's saying that the Integrity Commission is the one at fault. You hear your phone ring, mommy? That means your phone not turn off. You look like the screen gone black.
Yeah, can't touch nothing. Can't even pick it back up.
So Joel, I message you, but the screen is not coming on. That's a whole nother ball game now. Your phone never drop.
No, never drop.
Plug in with the give me other charger. Give me your charger.
No, see it. I don't know if I don't put it in the right way.
No, sir.
If it's plug in because
Hold on.
Oh, you know how to push it in.
The leader of the opposition, however, also had a report from the Contractor General previously, which found that they benefited from public resources in an irregular way. They termed it a sweetheart deal. In my report, there is no such thing. None of my resources are ever connected to any public funds or any public resources. However, for the leader of the opposition, the report was very clear that their operations were considered to be irregular and a sweetheart.
Thank you, Dr. Holness. Mr.
Partisan.
Our follow-up question now, Dion Jackson has indicated she'd like to use the first of her follow-up questions.
On the same issue of the DPP's appointment. Principle, Dr. Holness, doesn't require constitutional amendments, though. And if it is that you were committed to the principle of bipartisanship, why would you have rejected such strongly worded opposition coming from the opposition leader?
End of the day, this matter was taken to the court, and the courts decided, and the DPP was reinstated. I want to also clarify something that the leader of the
water. That's why I tell you that.
The investigations carried out by the Integrity Commission are at an end.
Give me some water touch leader this are in here, so. You need to get the something there, the ear dryer. Me have in there, so. Get the ear dryer and blow it out. Yes, me I want ear dryer. Look up I top up there, so in the corner there, so. In the closet, right at the top. You're supposed to do up there, you can't see it in a red and white box. Use it and blow it in here and dry it out. A water kitchen is something, man. That up, man. That's why I protect the phone.
I am not.
No, listen to this.
Reinstated. I want. End of the day, this matter was taken to the court, and the courts decided.
Yes.
And the DPP was reinstated.
Yes.
I want to also clarify something that the leader of the opposition said.
Yes.
The investigations carried out by the Integrity Commission are at an end. I am not currently under any investigation. There were no findings of corruption or charges. The leader of the opposition continues to try to weaponize these things because that...
You hear that? You find it? Up on the roof. You don't see one red box up there? No, I'm saying look, use your eye. You don't see one red box up there? That more I do. Tell me if a red box up there. People in the ear and Jonas say a while ago. This is crazy.
The DPP was reinstated. I want to also clarify something that the leader of the opposition said. The investigations carried out by the Integrity Commission are at an end. I am not currently under any investigation. There were no findings of corruption or charges.
The man say I'm not under investigation currently. Now, me want to ask you that question. So, if somebody investigate you and they refer the investigation to another investigative body, how can you say you're not under investigation? No one other investigation that start. He tried to give the impression in the debate that the man, him think certified, my general. He never used the word certified, no, but that is the impression he gave. Because you see people them when I read, them easy to manipulate. And him know say that's most of the people that support it. It's just the truth. Them not upon a reading, brother. And who read? Who read and understand what going on and not tell the truth, them are just wicked. Them are take advantage of the people them that don't read. That's why they don't like people like me that break down these things. What you must say. But me don't care back for the start. When you start talk about when my girl asked me, when my mother asked me a question.
Dion Jackson Miller, and it goes to Dr. Holness.
Right, that's all. Listen to you all of this.
Dr. Holness,
give me a second.
In your 2016 manifesto, you said, quote, will make it mandatory that the appointment to sensitive posts be approved by a 2/3 majority in each House of Parliament, thereby requiring consensus between government and opposition. Now, the posts identified included the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions. Not only did you not implement this, but you disregarded the opposition's objections in the case of the recent extension, which led to a court case. Wasn't this a betrayal of the principle of bipartisanship that you had been proposing 9 years before?
Absolutely not. And indeed, in some instances, there are parliamentary review of sensitive positions. And I want to be also very clear that the constitutional reform process that we have put in place would take into consideration all of these proposals that were made. We cannot tinker with the Constitution, doing a little thing here and a little thing there, and therefore we decided to put it in a comprehensive process, again, which the opposition has thwarted. But since I have some time, let me also address some other issues about the leader of the opposition. In my own Integrity Commission report published in Parliament, there were no findings of corruption. All my assets are in Jamaica, and I have declared everything to the Integrity Commission. The leader of the opposition, however, also had a report from the Contractor General previously, which found that they benefited from public resources in an irregular way. They termed it a sweetheart deal. In my report, there is no such thing. None of my resources are ever connected to any public funds or any public resources. However, for the leader of the opposition, the report was very clear that their operations were considered to be irregular and a sweetheart.
Thank you, Dr. Holness. Mr. Golding has an opportunity to respond.
The Prime Minister has no interest in bipartisanship. He has strong dictatorial tendencies and really would prefer not to consult with the opposition at all if he didn't have to. And I say that based on my experience with him over the last 5 years. He talks about he didn't want to tinker with the Constitution. Then why did he seek to amend the Constitution as a one-off, tabling the bill and seeking to pass it on the same day to extend the DPP's tenure beyond what was constitutionally allowed? That was tinkering, Prime Minister, so come on. And in terms of Integrity Commission reports, my declarations have been certified every year as being proper. Yours have not, because you are under investigation for illicit enrichment.
Mr. Golding. Our follow-up question now, Deon Jackson has indicated she'd like to use the first of her follow-up questions.
On the same issue of the DPP's appointment, Principal Dr. Holness doesn't require constitutional amendments though, and if it is that you were committed to the principle of bipartisanship, why would you have rejected such strongly worded opposition coming from the opposition leader?
End of the day, this matter was taken to the court, and the courts decided, and the DPP was reinstated. I want to also clarify something that the leader of the opposition said. The investigations carried out by the Integrity Commission are at an end. I am not currently under any investigation. There were no findings of corruption or charges. The leader of the opposition continues to try to weaponize these things because that is the only crutch he has to stand on. I, Andrew Holness, am thoroughly transparent.
Thank you, Dr. Holness. Thank you, Dr. Holness. Mr. Golding has the opportunity to respond.
Again, Andrew Holness is being disingenuous and tricky. The Integrity Commission referred his matters to the Financial Investigations Division, a law enforcement agency charged with investigating serious financial crimes for further investigation. What was his response? When there was a vacancy at the head of it, he sought to appoint or influence the appointment of somebody who is his close personal friend and who had said publicly on nationwide radio that he didn't see anything wrong in the report on Mr. Holness's financial situation, the Integrity Commission's report. It was clearly a set-up job, and we feel that very strongly that this needs to be addressed.
Thank you, Mr. Golding. Our next question is from social media. I'm going to hand over to Amoy.
Malik on Facebook says many Jamaicans feel the economic growth that's been reported hasn't lowered their grocery bills or electricity costs. How do you measure economic success beyond the statistics?
Dr. Holness has the opportunity to respond first.
The first measure is income. And 280,000 jobs have been created in Jamaica, which means that more Jamaicans have income. There is a rise in income. Let's look at the minimum wage. The Jamaica Labour Party government has tripled the minimum wage. So there are more Jamaicans earning more at the lower levels of our country. Further, access to basic amenities. 350,000 Jamaicans have access to potable water. And in our next term, we will ensure that the 900,000 Jamaicans which now don't have reliable or full access to water will have access to water. Transportation, public transportation. We have done an amazing job in reducing bus fares and increasing the convenience and efficiency of public transportation, including implementing a rural bus fare system. On electricity, we have reduced the GCT on electricity, a promise made by the previous government and not kept. We have done it in a sustainable way. But more importantly, we have not including our full access to water will have access to water. Transportation, public transportation. We have done an amazing job in reducing bus fares and increasing the convenience and efficiency of public transportation, including implementing a rural bus fare system. On electricity, we have reduced the GCT on electricity, a promise made by the previous government and not kept. We have done it in a sustainable way. But more importantly, we have not placed any new taxes on the people of Jamaica since our government has been managing the fiscal affairs of this country.
Mr. Golding has an opportunity to respond.
First of all, I think the question is sound because statistics don't tell the full picture. Jamaica's competitiveness has been falling, yet they say that we have record low unemployment. Several 100,000 Jamaicans are outside the labor force and are not measured for that purpose. And indeed, you're regarded as being employed if you're employed 1 hour a week. 55% of Jamaicans are suffering from food insecurity. That is what the United Nations says, the FAO, which is an agency of the UN, says. 55% of Jamaicans are not getting adequate nutrition. That is not consistent with prosperity or low poverty rates or low unemployment rates. As for transportation costs, those are extremely high for many Jamaicans, which is why we want to introduce the RIDE program, a subsidy for rural children to help them to get to school in an affordable way. It's $10,000 per child who needs it in each family. So if you have more than one child, each one of them would qualify for this, because we recognize that that is one of the causes of absenteeism in schools at the moment. As for electricity, the rate and cost of electricity under this government has gone way higher than where we left it at 23 cents per kilowatt hour. Now it's over 40. And as for the GCT, they are providing a subsidy at the moment, but they haven't said for how long, and there's no commitment to keep it on.
Thank you, Mr. Golding. We are now going to be taking a short break, and we invite you to stay tuned.
Hey, we don't need to watch back that debate here. Holy palai Andrew. The man saying no investigation. Cannot take this. The man said all investigations have ended. You know where Mark Williams said again, Andrew Holness is being cheeky. You notice? Yeah, cheeky. You notice Andrew Holness Mark Williams tell a lie. And if you go check back the tape, what Mark Williams is providing context to what Julian Robinson is say about the race. Julian Robinson say, yo, we're not opposed to a race. You get what I say? We're not opposed to a race. Tell me now, which employer or which employee have the power for raising own pay? And amongst themselves, them attack. Them are going to say, yo, you know, say, we don't deserve a raise. Think about it practically, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you what the JLP do. Let me tell you what them do. Remember, say them did have majority in a parliament, you know, so they want to abuse them power. Let me tell you what them do. Them a put them thing into parliament. Just like the other day, Favour Williams, she goes to Babson. You know, she come with the book, and the book, the whatever she come with, he never numbered. Juliet Williams say, yo, oh, we are going to track where you do and where you say. Number the page them, no? Zine, these are the incompetence of the government, you know, and the finance minister. I'm going to tell you something. this government mantra is being wrong and strong till the end. They will never come out publicly and say Favour Williams was a failure. They're not doing it. And everybody and their mother can see say Favour Williams was set up. And she failed. She is the fall girl. There's going to become a time, if God permits, when you're going to hear, you know, one, we lost our best finance minister. That's the first thing you're going to hear now. You're going to hear so we lose such man to the IMF. That's what you're going to hear as an excuse. Two, them always are going to use Hurricane Beryl and them are going to use Hurricane Melissa now to say the reason why them not grow the economy. But ladies and gentlemen, look at all the other countries that are smaller than Jamaica and have less resources. And they have grown their economy over 2% after Beryl. You understand? They have done it. So what we're seeing here is two things. It's either the government is incompetent, incapable, or they're doing it on purpose. That's my opinion. They're incompetent, they're incapable, or they are doing it on purpose. They're just wicked. Either them something there. Them just wicked. Them is the enemy that is formed against this country. That's my opinion. Nobody can look on PNP and say PNP are the enemy that is formed against the country. I can't see how you do that. With all of the policies and stuff that they have implemented over the years that actually benefit the poor, it's like, how do you say that they are against the country's development when they benefit the poor, growing, the poor getting houses and building? What on the man? Me make your phone and restart by itself. Me schedule if it turn off and turn on 10 minutes in between. So you can refresh, yeah man. So I want to see what I go on with you when you restart now, because it tell me say if you restart the phone. Oh. Yeah, so I say, oh, I'm going to restart. So I remember say, yeah, you can't do it that way there. Okay. You understand? So I wait for if it turn on back itself, you know. Yeah, one time when me used to go live and the phone turn off by itself, if you remember, when me look at one blank screen, me look on me there, talk. That phone there, over there, sir. Yeah. But me take it off still. Almost every 3 o'clock or so, it used to come off. Let me see what else them are going with that.
Why are you having these buses on these routes overcrowded to the point where students are not safe? These buses shouldn't be overcrowded.
To the point where somebody could have been, according to the article, pushed from the bus.
Because nothing than this, Ishmael, is that probably the buses is either one or two things. It's either the buses, persons are rushing to head onto the bus, right? Because there are so few, the buses are so few these days because I hear that there's not a lot of them on the routes anymore. That's what I've been hearing.
Yes.
So because the students want to go.
We are say Perry, it is alleged that the bus them are run out of bus, the bus them are fall off. Can't manage it therein. Well, if that is true, I pretty much expected that. That was what was predicted.
It could be, and I'm just putting that out there. I'm not saying this is facts. I'm saying it could be
allegedly,
that the children were rushing to get onto the bus or rushing to come off, right? And somebody tripped and something happened.
But it's funny you said that, though, Perry, because I want you to read what the article says again. Let me tell you why. Because the injuries doesn't suggest that the bus was stationary. And the injuries also doesn't suggest that the door was closed. Read it again.
Yeah, because the incident reportedly left the schoolgirl said to be a 14-year-old Marymount High School student from Buff Bay in Portland with injuries to her knees and face and unable to walk for nearly 2 weeks. And the article says pushed from bus. From bus suggests that they exited the bus. Them jumped off of the bus. So I'm trying to understand, Ishmael. What could have caused the bus to be so overcrowded? And why is it that a student had to be pushed from the bus? Trying to understand that. Is it that we don't have enough buses, Minister Vaz? I want to come and clarify.
I think for whatever reason though, Perry, for whatever reason, altercations will come up.
Yes.
Right? Because it's life. So let's say that an altercation ensued and she was shoved from the bus because she stepped on somebody's toe. She was shoved from the bus so hard that she hurt herself. If the bus was stationary, would the injuries be that
severe?
Severe?
Unable to walk for 2 weeks is a serious thing, that, ladies and gentlemen. To not be able to walk for 2 weeks.
I want to know because I'm hearing that the MP and minister is missing from his constituency. So I want to know if him go visit this family. Somebody find out and tell me. Somebody find out and type it in the chat if him visit the family. If the MP and transport minister visit the family. I want to know. Because it's his constituency, you know. And he did say him only have 2 years left. So I wonder if because him have 2 years left, you know, business but nothing else.
But what we want to know. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to know, just like the PNP caretaker, we want answers. I'm happy that there's an investigation taking place. And I want to know. Somebody said in the comment, it is said that they were standing at the... Hold on, let me scroll up and read this. There's a comment, Ishmael, hold on.
Oh, I see it.
Yes, pin that. They said, Perry, it is said that they were standing at the door overload, but the lever that pulls the door was accidentally pulled by another student, and so she fell out. My God.
Was the bus driving when this happened? I want to know.
So like the bus come fast.
That's unfortunate. The buses shouldn't be crowded. Buses should not be crowded, Ishmael.
Because then they're supposed to have built-in seat belts and
why the bus is crowded to the point where allegedly person can catch lever, bus door fly open.
That charge?
That sounds like carelessness to me.
It's not.
That sounds like carelessness. So with all the talks, Ishmael, about this bus system, and they make it seem as if this was the best thing since sliced bread. It is dangerous, Ishmael, if we don't have safe buses transporting our children.
I agree with you. And it's even more dangerous because it was touted to be one of the safest in its fleet in terms of in student travel.
Yes.
And this happens.
We need answers. So I'm happy that
Minister, I think you should do a press conference about this because you're very good at those things, you know.
Yes, we want a press conference.
Yeah, we want to hear what happened here. You know, we want to hear what happened here. Speaking of Portland, let us move a little bit over to the law enforcement side because I am hearing that 2 police officers are charged over alleged assault at Highgate Police Station. First thing, Perry, how are you to be charged in something that is alleged? Who would you be charged if it was alleged?
So it's either. I don't understand.
There must be something for you to be coming back.
Charged for.
You know, charge. You get charged, you know.
Well,
I want to know what happened
so
here.
is it that it was alleged first and then they are now being charged? So it was
alleged.
You
can't charge. You can't be charged.
So then the headline have to fix up then because
man.
Yes, man. Yeah, because
this is what you call misinformation. This is what you call that, man. Definitely not this channel, but this is what you call misinformation. So TVJ, I think you guys should look into this because I don't understand this at all. I want to know what happened at this police station. Anybody in St. Mary? Anybody in St. Mary knows? Yeah, man. Let us know what happened here, please, because we need to know. Speaking of what is happening, look here.
Oh, more money. Jamaica richie, man, Ishmael. Rich enough?
600,000 US, how much?
Let me tell you.
600,000 US, how much? Tell me, please, because...
Let me tell you. That is 900, that's almost $1 million. Jamaica.
No, that can't be $1 million. I mean, almost 100 million.
That's 959,000 Jamaican dollars.
No, it's not. It's 959. It's 959 million, sir.
I don't know. Me, I try to tell them say, money. Money Jamaica get
9,000 Jamaican. I will give them that.
Watch out,
160, you know. So it's almost 100 million. Almost 100 million. So why Jamaica? Them just like, I wonder what they're gonna do with this money as now.
JLP are gonna tell we say it's $906,000 Jamaican dollars, Ishmael. That's what they're gonna tell us that we get. You want
Would it say a US 600,000 right
now? No, the JLP no business about that. JLP just like when Colonel Charles tell we say them spend 200,000 million pound whatever. They are going to get this money and tell us that it's only them $1,000. That's what they're gonna tell us.
No, sir. We after that.
We need Damian Crawford to come ask them some questions now. Because I
need one pin. People, I want to look at surgery on that phone, man. Big up on yourself. I'm out. But they are a long time. They are from 4 hours now again. 2 days now, I'm going to 4 hours. People, I want to encourage you guys to go and watch my videos, my uploads. Alright? My uploads. 4 of them. I don't know what one is like. If video them not reaching them, want to see the comments in the comment section and all of that. You see me? Alright? Big up on yourself. Look more.